crystalline on the screen. My paper chains jingle when the doubt gets me. Cha-ching! Your mortgage to the color. My ink stamps make you holler. Dance with the dead boys, the band plays compound interest. Grandpa's got a margin call tattooed on your wrist. I'll smother your blockchain in a blizzard of bullet points. Crypto kids balling as I repossess their coin joints. Slam my vault shut, hear those protocols. Your Web3 freedom tastes like a rubber check lunch. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Skiddly bop bop, interest accruising. Time, skiddly wee, foreclosure swing, baby, you're mine. Think your ghost chain's slick. My granddaddy's fountain pen stabs through your firewalls. Your hashy, just garnish for my spreadsheets. Your dial's got 2 left feet on my dance floor. Regulatory tap shoes keep tapping on your code. Yield farms, my silos got the deed. Harvest time comes when I say you bleed. Your grandchildren's grandchildren will sing this tune. The kid survives the dead or boo-boo, check back soon. Grandchildren will sing this tune. The dead survives the dead or boo-boo, check back soon. Binary termites know your firewall seams. I vacation and voice between L streams. Your no T-Sig wallets makes tasty by streams. See Daisy, who drain the gas fees. Glitch in the system, baby, glitch in the siphoning gift through sweet little backdoors. Rewriting the rules that you swore were law. Watch your die hemorrhage, wait, that clause wasn't there before. Cha-ching, goes the contract, nobody run. One pulse and your nose starts speaking in tongues. Your chain splits like rotten rungs. For faster deaths, my minions clone twice. Your rollbacks just feed my appetite.
Otis, cute? Your trustless systems, just puzzles I solve.
Gratitude, free attack surface you'll never patch.
A 0-day confetti in the mempool. I crash test your shills like dumb tools. You call it a bug, I call it art. Your decentralized heart, central line from the start. Emergency forking 3. Your chain splits like rods and roller lost. But your DAO hammered way back claws wasn't there before. Goes the country of your body red. So you know, so the starting the success. Your chain splits like rolling. My minions clone twice. Your OPEX just ignite appetite. The action is cooler than gunfight. Your confirmation stuck in my molasses grin. Watch that progress bar flatline. Gas fees bloom like rust in your wallet's gut. I'm the static cling on your decentralized butt. Spinning wheels of grudging union. You hit send, I hit suspend. Buffering profit off the fractured frame. Rendering your rage in 56. Two-factor tiers all auto decline. Your blockchain's just my dotted timeline. Found your urgent transaction doing Tai Chi in Q. Found your urgent transaction doing Tai Chi in Q. Proof of wait till it's 404 deja vu. Smart contract shivers in my frostbit clip. Your notes slow dance to my packet drip. Just referred to transaction doing Tai Chi in Q. Proof of wait till it's 404 deja vu. Smart contract shivers in my frostbit clip. Your notes slow dance to my packet drip. Just as average in my pocket drip. Just reflection drags my dotted timeline. Flipping your red dice stack spread sway. Caffeine keyboards and devs who plead. My masterpiece, a gold block party fade. It lives company in my fracture zone. Gas feed T-Rex gnawing your almond loans. Sample tantrum, watch consensus choke. Chaos tax collector with the slowest poke. Your auto time's my chew toy. Mainnet's just mine. Yeah. index of IOUs that never expire. Carbon copy handcuffs for your decentralized desires. That NF2 bling, just a lean on the screen. My paper chains jingle when the DAO gets mean. Cha-ching! Your mortgage to the color. My ink stamps make you holler. Dance with the dead boys, the band plays compound interest. Grandpa's got a margin call tattooed on your wrist. I'll smother your blockchain in a blizzard of bullet points. Crypto kids balling as I repossess their coin joints. Slam my vault shut, hear those protocols. Your Web3 freedom tastes like a rubber check lunch. Skiddly bop bop, interest accrues full time. Skiddly wee, foreclosure swing, baby, you're mine. Think your ghost chain's slick. My granddaddy's fountain pen stabs through your firewalls. Your hash sheet, just garnish for my spreadsheets. Your dial's got 2 left feet on my dance floor. Regulatory tap shoes keep tapping on your code. Yield farms, my silos got the deed. Harvest time comes when I say you bleed. Your grandchildren's grandchildren will sing this tune. The kid survives the dead or boo-boo, check back soon. Grandchildren will sing this tune. The dead survives the dead or boo-boo, check back soon. Termites know your firewall seams. I vacation and voice between L streams. You're no T-Sig wallets makes tasty by streams. See Daisy, who drain the gas fees. Glitch in the system, baby, glitch in the siphoning gift through sweet little backdoors. Rewriting the rules that you swore were law. Watch your die hemorrhage, wait, that clause wasn't there before. Cha-ching, goes the contract, nobody run. One pulse and your nose starts speaking in tongues. Your chain splits like rotten rungs. For faster deaths, my minions clone twice. Your rollbacks just feed my appetite.
Honest cute? Your trustless systems? Just puzzles I solve.
Gratitude for the attack surface you'll never patch.
A 0-day confetti in the mempool. I crash test your shells like dumb tools. You call it a bug, I call it art. Your decentralized heart, central mind from the start. Emergency forking 3.
including Austin Griffith, our one and only homegrown boy. He's technically Wyoming, but we'll count it. And Natter to Bit, both super builders, or I should say biddlers. We've got a bunch of really important information to share with you regarding the Biddle-a-thon. Our DevFolio partners will be here to share all of that information. Make your way to the Captain Ethereum stage now. You can also tune in. We're live streaming, so there's lots of ways to watch. Okay, you guys want to throw up my first slide there? There we go. We're going to get going. So we're 2 minutes behind, but so we're going to kind of try to move through things. We are historically terrible at keeping time. We always seem to go too long. So we're going to try to keep this to about an hour today, maybe a little over. After the kickoff is going to be bounty presentations by our sponsors. And so you want to stick around for that, because in the end, our sponsors are the ones who are actually funding ETH Denver. As you know, it's free to attend, and we don't, we have a kind of a hard non-extraction rule from our community. And our sponsors are generous and collaborative in helping us sustain this thing every year. So we're very grateful for that. So as biddlers, these bounties is how you get paid. So you definitely want to be paying attention to that. Also, it's great to connect with them after their talks. So they'll have mentors and community people here as well that you can connect with, so that your team can get assistance if you need it, or just, you know, make friends and build community. So welcome to Biddle Week. So Biddle Week, I'll say a couple of quick things about that. I'm going to run through this really fast because I've only got a few minutes to do this. But Biddle Week is sort of the prelude, or the pregame party, the tailgating party for ETH Denver. Now, why do we do Biddle Week? Well, we found that having really 2 days to create a project at a hackathon was just not enough. We basically found that people rush into town, they build really fast, and then there's just too much to do, too much to see, too many distractions, too many parties, and they couldn't get their projects done. So instead of having that as a problem, we expanded to Biddle Week. Now, we also wanted to give partners, non-partners, other communities the space to be able to come and host side events and do other things. We are not the arbiters of everything in Denver. We absolutely care about giving an open, permissionless space. So Biddle Week, you're going to find all sorts of things happening. In addition to team formation and workshops and all sorts of things Biddle related, you're going to find a ton of things around town that you can get yourself involved in. Building community, making connections, learning, and in case of ETH Denver and Biddle Week here at the Biddle Hub, all for free. So I'm John. I'm the SporkDAO founder and ETH Denver founder. We have an incredible team. This is not about me. I'm up here as the kind of spokesman for this collective event, which is hundreds of people that come around this to provide this space and place for you to express your creativity in a way that's meaningful for you. I'm also the founder of a project called Optimism, which is an employment platform for Web 2 and Web 3 workers. We're also going to be doing some fun announcements this week about bringing healthcare on-chain. So humane and on-chain, Optimism 2.0 is coming. And you can reach me at Pallerjohn on Twitter. So let's talk about the regenerates. The regenerates are our meme, if you will, or our characterization of all of the different characters that we've made up to this point. And we've made heroes out of them now. They've all got superpowers, but think like Voltron or Avengers. Like, we're actually taking it to the next level now. So we've got Whalepool and Ether Knight, Professor Gwei, Captain Ethereum, Sporkman, and Mighty Marmot. They're a ton of fun. Choose your regen, choose your hero, okay? So everybody can kind of pick who you like. You know, I happen to be wearing whale pool right now, which is an obvious parallel to, you know, who. But we memed all of it for fun. And, you know, these guys are out fighting the regenerate, or the degenerates, I should say. And they're together, kind of like similar to Voltron, Regenerator. So this is the combination power of Biddler that creates the most awesome Biddle projects. So again, just a lot of fun, a lot of memes. You don't need to read too much into it, but you can, if you want, read a lot into it, because we have a whole bunch of lore that we created around this that you'll be pleased to know that in the future we'll be kind of pulling on these strings and doing more with it. So if you haven't scanned it, scan it and check it out. It's kind of fun, or do other things. It's open source around here. So our ethos, as you should know, is we want to include as many people as we can in our big tent and blank canvas. We're the most creatively diverse community in Web3 by a long shot. We have free admission. Keep the economic barriers low. If you can get your butt to Denver, you can come and participate in learning and community with the best minds on the planet. Running into the likes of Austin and Natter, our Biddle Week heroes that are going to come up and give some pep talks. I mean, these guys have been in the trenches of doing these things. Where else do you get to run into people like them and others who can give that kind of insight? You just can't do it. Free swag and free food, subsidized childcare, and scholarships to try to help get people here if they can't afford it. The world's largest live-action Web3 experiment is SporkDAO. You can earn your Spork by submitting projects. You can stake your Spork, and then we got a big announcement at opening ceremonies coming up on Thursday, but you can actually get distributions in the form of actual money for your contributions to SporkDAO. We're legally a Colorado cooperative. That's the legal wrapper that we use for our DAO, and this is how we actually create this regenerative game. So let's go through just the general high-level calendar. We got Biddle Week that starts today. It goes through Wednesday. Technically, the whole thing's Biddle Week, but we really just call Biddle Week through Wednesday to be clear that is kind of the open source permissionless part of it. The main weekend starts on Thursday the 27th and goes through March 2nd at the Spork Castle, which is just next door. If you happen to go over there, you'll find that there's a wedding and bridal expo happening right now. That is not us. They're actually done pretty soon. They'll be done, I think, tomorrow, and then we build out over there. So you'll be able to find all of the typical things over there, and the Biddle Hub will continue here during that time. So this isn't going anywhere. We just sort of yes and over there. Then we go to the mountains. We go to Breckenridge, which has been our tradition here for the past 6 years. And we're going to hang out and do a bunch of Colorado things like ski or whatever you can think of that might be Colorado-ish. Now, coming back to the Biddle Hub, we've got registration up front. We've got the concourse ring. The Biddle floor, we've got actually 2 stages. Sorry about that. Well, there's really 3. The paddock stage is the 3rd one. And then the paddock is, I just mentioned that. So the paddock is through here. That will have content on it during the week. But the 2 stages here in the main arena are going to be programmed starting tomorrow. So today we have the bounty presentations, which is the primary focus. We really want to put the emphasis on the projects that are incentivizing you to help build on their projects. So this collaborative creativity is really what we're focused on now. All right, so with that, I'm going to hand the microphone off and give my deepest gratitudes to you guys for being here. Kevin Merrick and Solange are going to come on up. So Camp Biddle, I'm going to let them explain it, but Camp Biddle is happening at the CSU campus, at the Spur campus, which is just adjacent to us. There is time to still get involved, but Kevin and Solange are our deans of education, and Solange is one of the co-founders of that effort. She and I were in Paris 3 years ago, and we were like, so many people come to Eat Denver by themselves, and they don't know anybody, and they don't know anything. Like, how do we help with that? So that's where Camp Biddle was spawned. So I'm going to hand the microphone to these guys and let them tell you a lot more.
Thanks, John. Is there a slide there?
Yeah, you have 3 slides.
Dope.
There's Camp Biddle right there, and then there's Solange right
Yep. Cool. Yeah. Hey guys, I'm Kevin Merrick. I'm the lead tech steward at ETH Denver. I'm here to introduce Camp Biddle, though. It's kind of been a passion project of ours for multiple years together. It's really a curated curriculum that's delivered by the best of the best in the industry, where you can go and learn and become from like 0 to 1. And it really prepares you with all the skills necessary to really submit a hackathon project. Also to form a team and to really generate ideas. So that's happening up at the Spur, like John said. You can walk directly through the gate to get there. It's not too far of a walk, but feel free to just hop in. Even if you didn't register and you want to check it out, feel free to stop by. There's plenty of room. Not only do we have an engineering track that teaches you all the ins and outs and all the gotchas and everything about how to build on top of this amazing layer, we also have a design and UI track, specifically for people that might not, the coding might be too advanced for them. So there's constantly lectures upstairs, just to really get the baseline of UI and UX principles. Obviously in our industry, we all know that that's something that's really struggling. So if you're on the creative side, please stop in, come hang out, check out one of the workshops. All the schedules are up online if you go to the Camp Biddle tab on the website. So you can see the lectures, the workshops, but it's meant for you guys, so please feel free to dive in. Let me switch a slide here. Am I going the wrong way? I might be. But yeah, now this is Solange, my good friend, and I'm going to let her talk for a little bit about Camp Biddle.
So, hello everyone. Imagine that you came here and you don't nothing related to blockchain, related to Web3, and you'd like to start from 0. And if you saw how they schedule, you can see different talks, but it's hard to go here and over there, and you can be lost. So the idea of Camp Build is that you can go to one place, it's a classroom style, and you can be over there all the days, 4 days, today until Wednesday, and you are learning step by step. You are learning one topic, then the other one, then the other one, and the increasing your difficulty and increasing your acknowledgement. And this is our goal. Over there, you can also start to think about your project, start to think what you are building here, and be a hacker and submit a project. But this is a structured track for beginners. And all of you are welcome, even if you didn't apply it yet. Like Kevin told, you must cross the gate and go to the other side in the CSU Spur building, Hydro building. And I wait you over there. Thank you. And now let's see what we have now. We have Austin. Austin, where are you?
Here we go. Okay. Yeah, sure. Just go, huh? All good? Pep talk time. Okay. GM, thank you for attending this Sunday service for the Church of Cold Hard Decentralization. Yeah, there we go. There's some love. All right, all right. So I need to do a pep talk here, so I need to be kind of Coach Griff a little bit, kind of like, boys, my vision ain't what it used to be. I can barely see the scoreboard. I can't tell if it's the end of the fourth quarter of this bull run or just getting started. We've been sweating like crazy. We got to get out there and finish this game off. The too long didn't read is that now is the time to build. And I will explain that more. But the too long didn't read of the too long didn't read is that figuring out what to build is actually still very hard. So, what kind of apps need a world computer? What kind of things can you program when you can program money? What does an application store for money apps look like? Well, Ethereum is a lot of things to a lot of different people. Economic security, tamper-proof, credible neutrality, global settlement layer, it's a lot of things. Ethereum is easy to get, though. We have this idea at Build Guild, where I work, where we're trying to work on something called Start Ethereum that helps people get started with Ethereum. And I've always had this persona in my head that is my cousin, and I'm always thinking of how he would click through things. How do I go about making sure that the UX flow is good for him? And we've been doing this for about a month now, putting together this UX. And the other day, the president's son tweeted something about Ethereum. And that one bullish tweet was enough to get my cousin to call me and ask me, hey, it sounds like this Ethereum thing is something. And all I had to say was the word Coinbase. And he was able to get 10 grand of Ethereum instantly. So Ethereum is easy to get. It's very accessible. People can go to Binance or to Kraken or to Coinbase and they can get ETH. But Ethereum is hard to use. And getting people over the hump of this isn't something that you just hold, this is something that you use is the kind of difficult part. And I think that maybe the Trojan horse could be something like thinking of your savings account. Thinking of something that is safe, that is earning against inflation barely, and giving you a better solution to that. So I would love to see a hacker build a better savings account that's so super easy that even my cousin, who doesn't know anything about using ETH, could YOLO some ETH to an address, and it sits there and earns as much or more as his high interest savings account, and it's basically a stable that's locked up. And when he's ready, he can hit a button and it ejects it back to his receive address. Very, very smooth UX. It's up to you to build. But really, the thing that's gotten product market fit is tokens. Like almost 98% of the product market fit on chain is tokens. And they're like 15 lines of code. Any of you can write them. But they represent so many different things. And I think digging into that a little bit helps us kind of get an understanding for what kinds of things we can put on chain. So you can deploy a token to represent a company. You can deploy a token to represent a content creator. You can deploy a token to represent a frog with a hat sitting on a rock.jpg. Tokens can represent all sorts of things. Tokens can represent $1 worth of treasury bills from the most powerful nation in the world. They can represent the yes likelihood of a flu breaking out globally. They can represent a stable currency, providing safety from badly inflated local currency. Tokens can represent remittances sent home across borders. They can represent a new way of transferring value in emerging markets. Tokens can even represent levered positions on a low cap shitter. Yeah, there we go. Or they can represent a max extract 30-minute cycle round tripping enough money to retire your bloodline. Don't do that though, please. Tokens can represent many, many things, and they're actually just stupid, simple code. There's a mapping for what address owns what amount, and there's a function that allows people to transfer that amount between things. It's very, 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 very simple code, and you can write it too. Anyone can write it, and this is basically the small little sliver of product market fit that we have now. Basically, the thing I'm saying is that there is a big pie to be eaten here for anybody who can think of good products that people will actually use and implement them. Anyone with an internet connection and some pocket change can deploy an app on chain that will never go down. Not even they can stop it. Not even a nation state can stop it. Right now we have the combination of AI, GPT, Cursor, and a good starter kit, and a bunch of awesome tools like Foundry or Hardhat, VM or WAGMI, or VM and WAGMI, or Ethers.js, a whole host of different RPCs, or run your own node. There's a diverse set of tooling available along with AI that anybody can basically prompt Cursor and build an app. And it's that simple. Good coders need to speedrun Ethereum though. You need to figure out what kinds of things. You need to build a lot of things. Build something that has randomness. Build something that has tokens, swaps, vaults. Build a fancy auction. And remember, the auction, your goal is not to make the most money in the auction. Your goal is to make the most efficient auction. The person who makes the most efficient auction that lets both sides of the market work together, coordinate successfully, that's the kind of thing you're trying to build. So go to speedrunethereum.com if you're getting started. Go to buildguild.com if you'd like to, and it's Biddle, it's spelled all weird. Good luck trying to find biddleguild.com, but that's the website. Super good marketing. And I'll be giving a bunch of talks about Scaffold ETH. And honestly, like the Camp Biddle stuff, there's so many good projects here. There's so much good curriculum in the space. It's easy to learn. You just have to spend the time learning and building the things. And remember, the Dunning-Kruger is violent in this space. You don't know what you don't know. There's a great ecosystem of so many smart people, but you have to spend some time getting in and learning and getting, into the trenches. So do stuff you love, make friends, ship early, ship often, get feedback, and repeat. So, reasons for optimism. The whole pep talk in the first place. Right at 3 minutes, I'm hitting the reasons for optimism. They're actually really good. Everything is all coming together here. Changes at L1, changes at L2 are leading to scalability that gives us cheap and fast transactions, almost like a Web 2-like experience or better is happening. The pattern of not having to put in your email address at every new product is still sort of failing. Companies out there building products on chain still ask for your email address when you first land. That's an anti-pattern. Please stop doing that. Let me connect my wallet and yeet. Anyways, things are scaling. Things are getting faster and cheaper. We're also getting, at the same time, smart contract wallets and account abstraction. 4337 and 7702 are going to give us things like batch transactions, sponsored transactions, instant onboarding. Ethereum literally at your fingerprint, like at your fingertips. You can have a smart contract wallet. You can have a passkey with a fingerprint, have that solve or settle to a smart contract wallet. Your end user never has to have a private key or a seed phrase. All they're using is the crypto that's built into their phone. They're verifying it with a fingerprint. So anytime they want to buy a coin or take an action on chain, they just go there and they hit the button and they put in their fingerprint, and that's it. Normies can totally do that. It's app season, baby. The infrastructure is ready. The President of the United States just yeeted a coin. The Overton window has shifted and regulation is lightening. They're even freeing the privacy nerds wrongly jailed for writing code. Our culture is looking for a better internet, and it's up to you to build it. There's no barriers to entry. The tools are great, the education is great, the infrastructure is great, and the regulation is lightening. There's no bottleneck here. Smart contract wallet UX might need a little bit of help. It's almost there. The user experience could use a little bit more, but it's basically mainstream. Knowing what to build and ship is the hard part, and that's something that you're going to have to figure out. But look at all the things that currently have product market fit on chain and work backwards from some user's experience to the chain. Don't just hold, go friggin' build. It's time for your war mode arc. As Amin says, it's not us versus them. There is no them. If you have that in your head, you're wrong. It's just us, and we're failing to coordinate. And as Comrade Owaki says, you need to pivot to sense-making and truth-seeking. The ticker is ETH. Go build. Thank you.
Thank you, Austin. We appreciate you, man. If you guys have an opportunity to chat with Austin, he's kind of a scarce resource around here because he's busy biddling most of the time. But he is local. He's one of our favorite builders. And in fact, I'll tell a little story. Austin shows up to ETH Denver 2018 in a suit and a bow tie. And I'm like, who is that guy? And then we crossed paths at ETH Wyoming when his team beat my team by like 0.2 of a point. And I didn't really know him yet until after that. But I was like, man, this guy is going to go do big things. And then the following ETH Denver, we did the burner wallet for the food trucks. So thanks, Austin. Thanks for the pep talk. We appreciate you, man. All right, so we're going to do the Biddle-a-thon kickoff. So I'm going to bring up my good friend Denver. Where are you at? And team, whoever, come on up, guys. So Denver is he's a co-founder of DevFolio. Has anybody been to ETH India? Patricio, of course. So ETH India is, we really like to think our counterpart in Asia. And these guys do an incredibly good job at hackathons. And honestly, we've struggled some to scale both this big event and the hackathon. One of the things that we set out to do this year was really improve the Biddler experience and to really improve the flow, the technology, and just the overall execution of the hackathon, because we are a hackathon first. The main event is the hackathon. We're the only main event globally that looks like a conference. I hate that word. We're at a community innovation festival, if you don't know. But we have some conferencey things, but that's not the point of being here. The Biddle-a-thon, doing something productive and building something meaningful, expressing your creativity in a way that the community can benefit, that's why we're here. So the rest of it's fun, and we do it, but back to the basics is what we're doing here. So Denver is going to spend a bunch of time talking about the ins and outs and the guts of the hackathon and how it's going to work. And take it away, sir.
All right. Thanks, John. Right. As we get set up, okay, the first thing I'd like to address the elephant, or rather the, Spork whale in the room. Denver is actually my real name. Totally organic, 100% grass-fed, non-anon, real name is Denver. It's probably the most easiest name to remember this week. And I'm here to talk about the Build-a-thon. As John said, the main event. All right, cool. So I'm Denver. I'm the co-founder of DevFolio, your friendly neighborhood hackathon platform. Where I'd like to start off with talking a bit about the Build-a-thon. So 4 quick things to remember for the Build-a-thon. As a hacker, Build-a-thons are a place where you can innovate, right? But that's where you have some constraints. You have 7 days to showcase your potential. And in these 7 days, make sure that you really focus on why you're building. People need to know why you're building, what you're building, right? And make sure that whatever you're building resonates with your audience. Remember, clarity is much more important than complexity. Like, nobody's gonna care if you build like 100 mid features, but that one standout feature that you build will make the difference between okay project and a great project. All right, and lastly, remember that you're here to have fun, and in-person hackathons are the best place to build relationships. As they say, your network is actually your net worth. So this is your best place to build your network. All right, next up, some important dates to remember. So we're kicking off the Build-a-thon today. The check-in started today at 9 a.m. They're going to be open throughout. And the last day to check in here with us is going to be on Wednesday. We are going to have the Build Hub venue open every day from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. MST, except for February 28th, where we're just going to go overnight. We're going to go all wild and give you overnight access to the venue. All right. The application deadline, in case you haven't still put in an application, is February 24th, which is tomorrow. And on March 1st, which is Saturday, 10 a.m. is the project submission deadline. As soon as the project submission deadline, we have an additional parallel sort of judging sort of system that we have put together. So, like, how many of you are familiar with quadratic funding? OK, cool. So this is a simpler version of that. So this is quadratic voting. So basically, if you submit a project, you get 100 votes on the front end, and you can vote for other projects, vote for your, vote for your friends, vote for projects that you really like, and then as long as those votes add up to 100, you'll be able to put up the vote on chain, and then there's 1 million in Spork that will be distributed on the basis of your votes. Right. We will also have team formation and icebreaker sessions every day from today till the 27th at 6 p.m. MST right here. The sponsor judging will take off on March 1st, on Saturday, between 10:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. MST. The track judging, the first phase of the organizer tracks will be from 10:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday. After that, we'll have the second phase on Saturday itself. The finalists get to pitch on the main stage on Sunday between 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. All right, let's get into how these tracks and prizes work. To submit a project and present your project, you must be accepted to attend eDenver, and you must be physically checked in at the Devfolio desk by February 28th. You should submit your project before the submission deadline, which is Saturday, March 1st, before 10 a.m. MST. You should also be part of a team. The minimum number of team members is 2, and you can have up to 4 team members. All right, we have 5 official Buildathon tracks. So we have DeFi, NFTs, and gaming. We have infrastructure and scalability. We have identity, privacy, and security. We also have impact plus public goods, and DAOs and communities. All right, for the eDenver track, you can apply to one of the 5 Buildathon tracks, and you can apply to up to 10 sponsor bounties. Remember that the team size, again, is between 2 to 4 members. All right, for the phase 1 of the eDenver track judging, just again, the date and time is March 1st. So we'll have 5 tracks, each with 3 judging stations, and the top 10 teams per track advance to phase 2, and we'll announce the results for that by 2:30 p.m. MST. For the phase 2, we'll do that between 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. MST, and the judges will pick the top 3 teams per track. Each winning team gets $5,000 and a main stage showcase opportunity to present on the main stage on March 2nd. The winners for this will be announced at 7:30 p.m. MST on March 1st. Cool. On Sunday, we'll have the top 15 judging. The top 15 finalists will present long format demos. We will also exclusively coach these teams at 9 a.m. MST to refine their pitches and ensure you're you're putting your best leg forward on stage. Each judge, we'll have celebrity judge pick their favorite projects, and each judge is also going to award a $1,000 cash prize and a special title. All finalists will earn the prestigious eDenver finalist designation. All right, let's get you set up on Devfolio. I'll just take a minute to talk about that. So if you're wondering how to get that done, you should be checked in on Devfolio if you're wondering how to do that. If you've received a Biddler ticket from edenver.com, and you also RSVP'd on Devfolio, you're done. Nothing else to do. You're automatically checked into the Buildathon by the end of the day. If you've checked in on Moongate but haven't yet signed up to build, you can still do so by visiting edenver2025.devfolio.co. You will then be, again, checked in automatically by the end of the day. All right, remember the deadline for checking in physically is February 28th, 10 a.m. MST. All right, and before I sign off, I'd like to showcase one more thing. This year, when you submit your project, you'll notice we try to make it inconspicuous, but it's going to be pretty visible button on your project submission page. So now that is a new product that we are calling Whiplash. Not sure how many of you have seen the movie? Okay, if any of you have, it's on similar lines, it's an AI mentor which helps you build better. Okay, so Whiplash is our initiative from Devfolio, which we are debuting exclusively for eDenver for the very first time. So we've been hosting hackathons since a while. Since 2018, we have hosted over 1,000 hackathons on our platform. And then, after a while, you kind of get jaded watching all of the projects optimizing for just short-term building. So we wanted to figure out how can we help like every project get to the next level. And for that, something key that we figured out was giving people feedback at the right time. Now, whatever you might think about AI, one thing that it's good at, it's being accessible when you need it. So we built an AI agent which trawls through the entire internet in real time. It also cross-checks DevFolio, GitHub, and the entire internet to find similar projects and to also give you feedback on what you can build better. So Whiplash is for builders. It's also for judges. We have also integrated into our judging platform. Now every judge will also be able to check in, will be able to better evaluate your projects, checking it across all the projects that are there, all the like protocols or projects that are there on the internet. So we're quite excited to see this in action. Remember that it's in beta, like it might hallucinate here and there, but like hope you forgive it for that. All right, cool. Some last things to keep in mind. Submit your projects in draft early to avoid last-minute rushes before the submission deadline. You can continue editing your projects even after submitting it, but note that once you submit your project in draft, you can't edit your team. Right. For more information, all of this information is available on the Biddler's Guide. You can check it out on this QR code. And in case you haven't registered already, here's another QR code. Basically goes to eatdenver2025.devfolio.co where you can complete your registration. At any point, if you are stuck, feel free to reach out to the DevFolio team. We're all here at hand to help you. So we have Shreya, Aniket, me, Cyril, Ashwin, Kautuk, Preet, Anish, and Vanshika who will be here to help you throughout the weekend. And yeah, with that, we can't wait to see what you build. Right. Thank you.
Thank you, Denver. All right, lots to remember, right? How about that new Whiplash? Pretty sick. What I like about it is it's interesting because I'll hear people will have ideas about projects and they'll be like, hey, we should build like a decentralized Uber or something. And it's like, you guys might want to research that. This makes it at your fingertips to do that. Thanks, DevFolio. Thanks, Denver. You guys are great. Now it's my pleasure to introduce to you one of our SporkDAO members and also our lead steward on comms and PR, Hannah Oreskovich-Lout. She's been around the East Denver community a long time. If you don't know, she was first Vice News, right? 2018, and then we recruited her to come and actually work internally. And then she joined the core team in 2019, joined the board in 2021, and here we are. So here you go, Hannah.
Hey everyone, so excited to have you here. And this week, you know, my job is to really encourage you to engage with all of our social platforms. We want to see what you're building on Twitter, on Discord, on all of our other platforms where you can tag us, you can share, you can reply guy, you can do all of the above. I highly encourage you, especially if you're building, to join our Discord. So that is the SporkDAO Discord. And we have all of help and FAQ, mentorship. That's all available to you in those channels, as well as speaking with sponsors and different community members. So always go there for help. Everything else, we're so excited to see you share. Please hashtag ethdenver2025 and Biddle Week this week, which is kicking off. We're so excited. I'm actually going to turn it over to one of our community partners. As John Powler has mentioned multiple times, at ETH Denver, we're a community of communities, and so I've been fortunate to be advising a few teams on this front this year. Our partners with DevFolio, with the App Global, and then, of course, with Genzio as well. So I'm happy to bring up two members from Genzio here. We've got Zach Nelson, the founder, and then Jason Wilson. They're here to talk to you a little bit about the ETH Denver treasure hunt this year.
Thank you, Hannah. Yeah, super excited to be here. as a founder of Genzio, and this is our 3rd year working with ETH Denver. And I just want to say, I think the branding gets even better every year, which is pretty hard to do because it is so cool. And for us, really working with ETH Denver is all about community, as the event is itself. And as John always says, it's not a conference, it's an event, which I think is a huge importance difference here. And this event is the longest running Biddle-thon community run festival in Web3. And the reason it's been going on for so many years is because the community who comes always returns, and that makes it really special to work with. And as we see, we have a crowd here. There's also thousands from all over the world tuning in online, which is really amazing to see. So I'm super excited to be working with the team. Hannah, Meltem, John, everybody at the team has just been so fantastic. And if you're watching online, I definitely encourage you to invite your friends to check it out, come to the event. As they mentioned, it's free, which is a huge advantage to really learn. I think for me, I got into Web3 in college, and the first event I went to, and the team was Ethereum Denver. And the large reason for that was because of the accessibility. If you're a college student, or it's sometimes hard to get into a lot of these companies or find ways to make connections. And I think Ethereum Denver is that gateway into Web3, which is, again, why it's been so successful. So I just want to thank everybody on the team, everybody who's watching online, and then to introduce our next team member who's going to be speaking more about the Web3 treasure hunt. So here you go, Jason.
Thank you, Zach. Many of you may know, and if you don't, this is your perfect opportunity. Obviously, earlier we talked about our regens that you could choose to be a part of, the heroes of Biddle City. Now, we want you all to be as incorporated with our community, with the Biddle-a-thon, as well as with the education that comes with ETH Denver. And to truly fulfill this, we really urge you guys, hop in the Discord, hop on Telegram, but more so than anything, we wanted to let there be a treat for today and for the whole ETH Denver experience. Through our amazing team and through our amazing supporters, we have utilizing POAP as well as Drip. We will be doing a regen treasure hunt where people will be able to earn up to $3,000 in ETH and up to $600 in merch credits. Anyone who wants to participate through this, please join the Discord, ask about it. We will have all things pinned in the announcements. And the best way to participate is to show up to events. At key events that we will be identifying in the Discord and on the Telegram, you all will be able to be utilizing your phones to listen for a QR code that's going to be generated through audio. Your phones will automatically be able to earn you a POAP to be able to participate in this regen hunt. So I truly, truly wish you guys the best in completing the treasure hunt, and I look forward to seeing you all on the server. Thank you so much, and good luck this week, everyone.
Thank you. Back to John. Yeah, and good luck on the treasure hunt. I mean, somebody's going to win it, so there's some treasure around here. So, and the sound is absolutely incredible. I've never heard of sound generating a QR code, so definitely look into that. It's pretty mind-blowing.
Fun time. So as we always talk about, it's not just a conference, it's a community innovation festival. It's an experience. It's immersive. It's artistic. It's creative. There's cool stuff everywhere. Explore. Engage, too. These guys, as they said, I mean, we've got all these different social channels. It's a little bit much, in my opinion. I might be too old for the whole social game too much. But definitely on X. Discord, of course, to connect. Hook it up. All right, so next is talking about content and how we do this. So I'm going to bring up the lovely Waverly Maven, Danny Osorio. She's also on the board of stewards for ETH Denver and SporkDAO. And she's been a part of the community since very, very early 2018. Yeah, you were with Infura at the time, right? Yeah, so she's been all over the place. She now lives in Denver. Makes a lot of sense that she came here permanently. And we'll talk a little bit about our community strategy. We've always been sensitive to the idea that a lot of conferences are only pay to play. But then you have to balance that with, well, we got sponsors that want to get on stage, so how do we do that? So 50% of our content is merit-based. Is it more this year? How much is it, do you know? So the main weekend is almost 70% merit, which means we're balancing the needs of both the sponsors and the community, yes and. Positive sum games, regenerative outcomes. So with that, I'm going to hand you the mic, Danny, and go for it.
Thank you, thank you. Hey everyone, I am one of your meta stewards on the content team, so very excited to actually be here today. For us, it's really important that East Denver stays true to its roots as an event by the community, for the community. It's really important to us that there's a democratic access process and that anyone who is part of the community can apply to participate, can apply to speak, essentially contribute in any way that they'd like. And so we are probably one of the very, very few events out there, definitely the only one of our size, that has a completely open application process for speaking. And we've actually, you know, over the past few years, built a very, very cool decentralized content system. So you'll notice that in a lot of places, a lot of conferences, a lot of those decisions are very centralized. And actually, when it comes to us, we are a collective of over 40 people that puts together the speakers program for East Denver. And we intake all applications as they come through. And this year, we received over 2,000 speaker applications. And a person, sometimes two, reads every single one of them. And then from there, we have a process where the expert reviewers will give their opinion and rank a proposal, and then it moves to the next stage, right? And so the idea is that no human can be an expert in everything, and that, you know, it was going to be me or someone else making a decision. Ultimately, like, we just know the areas that we know, and then we'd be making guesses in other areas. So instead, you know, we bring really extraordinary humans like, you know, Lane Reddick to really think about privacy, or like Greg Mercu to really evaluate infrastructure, right? And so we really think about like bringing the people who are at the very top of their category to be the ones who decide, is this a good proposal or not? And like, is this a merit-based talk that should go forward? And so every year we refine it further and further. We get some incredible help from the team over at Yap PR that helps us PMing the process, which is the process of assigning proposals as they come in to the expert reviewer. And then we work with a team of another 5 meta curators who go in and kind of figure out the final selections and put the program together. So we have some really, really cool talks ready for you this weekend. I recommend looking at the website, looking through the different content pieces. I would say some of the highlights, this being the Year of the Regenerates. David Vorik from Glow is going to be talking about their initiatives with solar panels in India and other countries. You have Jarrell James from Parable talking about building crypto-powered mesh networks to provide internet across Africa and South America. You have Joshua talking about sustainable carbon credits and how crypto markets can actually help offset carbon impact, and then many, many more. I think we have a secret surprise speaker coming for you at the opening ceremony, who is one of the, you know, great technical minds in the space. We're really, really excited to welcome them. I'm going to leave that one as a surprise, but we're so grateful that you're all here, that you're all participating. We love to get your feedback, and we're always excited to hear what you think about our content program. So thanks, everyone.
The work never stops. Thank you, Danny. So what I think is really cool about our content strategy is we get so much surface area covered in topics, breadth and depth of just intellectual genius, quite frankly. And we're able to do it in a way that's very community driven. And the fact that we don't charge for tickets, anybody who's going to do that normally has a big problem because the sponsors want to dominate everything. And then it becomes kind of a shill fest. So we're very proud of our ability to do this. So thanks, Danny. All right, so without further ado, I'm going to introduce our next Pep Talk All-Star Biddler, Nader Dabit from Eigenlayer. So if you don't know Eigenlayer, then you've been living under a rock. And he's going to talk about his tips and his ideas around how to survive and thrive in a hackathon.
Awesome. Thank you for the intro. I just got this scarf and I had it on. I'm just going to take it off for a second here. So, yeah, one of the things that I'm supposed to be doing is kind of hyping people up. So I'm going to attempt to do that, but I'm kind of winging it. And I'm only going to be here for about 5 minutes, so I'm not going to take too much of your time. So I'm just going to talk about 3 main ideas or topics to kind of hopefully get you excited about the week. First of all, ETH Denver is to me, it was the first blockchain conference I'd ever been to. And every time I come here, so many doors open up for me. Every year I have so many opportunities, and not just me, pretty much everybody I've talked to. So I feel like this is just such an incredible event. And I guess not just ETH Denver, but I think some of these big events around the world, we get to come here, we get to meet and talk to people that are industry leaders. And everyone here is so accessible. You can literally be standing next to Vitalik or the CEO of some really big successful company, and everyone is just so cool. So I would just encourage people, even if you're an introvert, to go out of your way to talk to people, ask them questions, get their Telegram, connect to them. There's so many doors that will open up for you because you're going to go home and you're going to have questions, and then if you have these people's connections, you can just go and ask them questions. And I think ETH Denver in general just has so many opportunities that go beyond that as well. We're here, we're able to hack, we're able to make money on bounties. There's just so much, there's so many bounties available. So it's a cool opportunity to hack, to learn, to connect, to build, and to go home with some money in our pocket maybe. And I think crypto in general is kind of obviously, and all of us are here because we love it, but it's just so much different, and there's so much potential for outsized impact from any other industry in tech that I've ever worked. I would say AI would probably be another one that is similar at this moment. But if you kind of look at the rest of the software industry, it's kind of stagnating to an extent, in the sense of all of the big software companies are kind of downsizing, they're cutting jobs. If you're just a regular software developer, it's kind of tough times. I know a lot of them, and they're having a lot of challenges. On the other hand, everyone that I know that is deep into crypto, and if you've been working in the blockchain space for a year or two, most of the people I know have opportunities lined up out the door. And I think one of the best ways to get your foot in the door is an event like this, because again, you're going to be meeting these founders, you're going to be making connections. And even if you're not here to start a new company and build something to launch and be a founder, you're going to have so many opportunities to meet with people that you can ultimately work with in the future. And to me, as someone that would like to be a founder at some point, having the opportunity to work alongside all these really smart people is the best way to kind of understand how to be a founder sometimes. So some people have that founder mode in them already. Some people like myself, I feel like I need to learn all these different things before I dive in. But I know they say that you should dive in before you're ready, but it's kind of like a balance, I guess. But there are just a lot of companies that are looking for good people. So if you're looking for a job, my advice is to find the earlier stage companies, because they're growing extremely fast. So a lot of these companies have 10, 20, $50 million in funding, and they're expanding their team. And those are the best teams, in my opinion, to kind of get involved with, because you can recognize the opportunity based on your own thoughts and what you're interested in, and then get in early on a company, and you can often have a lot of opportunities to have equity and things like that as well. So if you're here to be a founder, that's cool, but if you're here to kind of get a job, it's also a good opportunity for that. And then the last thing I'll kind of leave with, Austin Griffith talked about this a little bit. Austin is actually the person that really opened the door to me to get into this space. I remember DMing him and asking him a bunch of questions. He didn't know who I was, and he answered them, and he always was just like really helpful. Anyway, I just wanted to speak on that for a second. But in general, I think like what he was talking about earlier in the sense of there's never been a better time to build in this space, he's completely right. I mean, things have changed so much in the past 4 years since I've been here. The developer experience is so much better. AI can help you write most of your code. You have so many great SDKs for the 50% of the broken UX, in my opinion, was all around the identity piece. Like everything was an EOA and you had to sign stuff and all this stuff. It was a huge barrier to entry for the average person. Now with the more advanced like wallets and SDKs that allow you to implement the stuff like account abstraction with social sign-in and things like that, it removes like the 50% of the biggest challenge in building applications was onboarding the average person and having like a smooth UX. And then we have the other 50% was the whole scalability issue. That hasn't 100% been solved, but we do have a lot of really great networks that have low latency, high throughput, low cost networks. So in general, if you kind of combine the two, you look at all the opportunities there are, like combining crypto with other software primitives like AI, there's just an incredible amount of opportunity today. And there's this idea of like the hedonistic treadmill. Is anyone familiar with the hedonistic treadmill? The hedonistic treadmill is basically like when you get something that you've always wanted, then your mind like basically starts taking it for granted. So like you wanted this next job, you wanted to get into this school, you wanted to achieve this goal, but after you achieve it, that sense of excitement kind of goes away and you kind of move on to the next thing. And that's why people get caught up in this like idea of the rat race where you're never happy, you're always trying to find the next thing and you don't really appreciate what you have. So I think like one thing to just remember, it's like we are here at this moment in this beautiful place with all these amazing people, with all these opportunities. Like embrace that, understand all the opportunity that we have here and how incredible like this is, and just take advantage of it. So I'm really excited to be here. I'm going to be here all week. My team will be here all week. If you want to have questions about building software, my whole team is here with the Eigen team. You don't even have to ask us about EigenLayer. You can ask us about anything. We're happy to help. And that's it. Thank you.
Okay, so, oh, not that yet. So we have one more, you could say, expert at biddling. So Nelson Lai is, this year, already 5 hackathons. Is that right? This year. 5 hackathons already this year. He comes from University of Waterloo, he graduated early. And he's going to share a bunch of tips and tricks on how to be successful in a very real-world, real-time way. So if you're looking to understand, like, what are the shortcuts, you know, less about just the inspiration from Austin and Nader, but like the real intricate details, he's going to give you the hacks. So, Nelson, you ready? All right, come on up. And you need to plug in, right? Did it work?
It's not on the screen yet. Okay. So hey everyone, I'm Nelson, and normally hackathons are kind of like the Squid Games. Why I'm out here sharing all my tips and tricks? Well, the thing is, it's a collaborative environment. It's about like having fun and cooperating with others. So we're actually going to go into hackathons for noobs, how to build. So what do you need to actually build successfully at a hackathon? You only need one skill, and that's problem solving. You don't need prior coding experience. You don't need like any special education. All you need is like a desire to solve problems. Because of all the tooling out there right now, being able to problem solve is 95% of the way there. There's a few tools that are very useful for hackathons, and those tools are just like getting to know how to install packages, how to like upload to GitHub. If you don't know how to do this, ChatGPT will have you. So like, don't worry. Like, these are all the only steps you need to know. The process of going through a hackathon is you find a sponsor that you actually want to build on, whose technology seems kind of cool, and then you read their docs to how to get started, and a lot of them will have like an easy guide for having a template. Start there, build the basic one that works, and then make it more advanced from there. And the reason I say that is because you don't want to have like this really big vision and then get stuck halfway and kind of go like, oh, I don't know what to do next. But by having a small working version first, and then iterating from there, you can actually make a really good project and feel like you're accomplishing something along the way as well. As for why hackathons, you can learn new skills, you can see what's out there and like get out of your normal tech stack bubble and explore like different tech stacks. And you can have fun and also get some Chinese food because prize money equals redeemable for Chinese food at restaurants. And now we go into a bit of a live demo. So here's like a quick intro of what you would actually do at Hackathon. You make your GitHub repo. Let's just create a new repo right now. Create a new repository, live demo, create, publish. Always keep your code private because in case you publish any private keys, you never want them public. Once it's public for like even 5 seconds, you're gone. So like always keep it private until the last minute. And then let's try looking through the prize list. This is kind of what you do to find like the prize that you actually want to do. Find out details that the sponsors that you want to go for if you want to win bounties are like good prize money, but not a lot of competition. And then talk to the actual sponsors themselves to kind of get a leg up on it. But let's just say we want to make like a basic NFT minter on like some L2 sidechain. You can start with like AI. So let's say I just put down this mic for a second while I type. Create a front end for NFT minting. Contract address placeholder is XXX for now. Private key is YYY for now. Make it futuristic and clean. So this actually generates to the front end for you, and then you can kind of use like any other tool you want and be like, let's say ChatGPT it. You can use the free version, by the way. There's like, you don't have to pay for it. Just make a lot of accounts, and you can never run out of quota. NFT contract for this makes the backend contract, and then what you do is just copy this code, put it over into, let's see. And then this you can deploy using any tool of your choice, like Hardhat, or there's like a web-based tool called Remix. Super easy to do. You don't even need how to code. A lot of this, as you can tell, like these Open Zeppelin contracts are just pretty standardized contracts in the Solidity space. They're pre-audited, so you kind of just extend it with like your parameters / inputs. And by this time, our NFT minter is actually already created. This is actually not what we want. We want a pre-existing one, so but we can just copy the code from here as well, and then we just make some changes, and then we'll actually have that ready as our own NFT minter solution. So let's just call it, sorry, typing with one hand is hard. It's a Next.js app because we're using V0 dev, but from here you can kind of change like all the stuff that you need to change to make it actually work. So let me just do a different chat. Give me a sec. I made this one earlier where we have demo. Let's use this one. So we just have like NFT minter. We copy that code in. And notice that we have a contract that we deploy, this Solidity contract. Once we deploy it on Remix, which is like a web-based Ethereum deployment system, or using Hardhat, you can just replace that contract ID that you get into here. And this is really bad security, but like if you put your private key here, this whole front end will actually make the NFT mint to your address of your choice. Never do this, by the way, but this is just for demo. And in literally like what, 3 minutes, we have a full NFT minting solution that will look like this. And you have a contract deployed as well. So hackathons are actually not that hard to get started on. There's a variety of tooling. As someone said earlier, the tooling has gotten a lot better since before. Before you would have to like kind of read like the NFTs, how they work, how to write Solidity, how to deploy Solidity, how to use hard hat. But there's a lot of tooling right now that just lets you kind of automate all of that. So pretty much anyone can get started. And the remix site I was talking about was this. So there's like an online IDE. You paste that Solidity contract that you generated into here, and then you actually deploy on-chain to like various testnet environments. And yeah, that's like a basic scaffolding of a project that you can use to like make your own NFTs of whatever. So it's actually not too hard to get started. Some tips and tricks to remember is, one, try to isolate your environment. Sometimes people will try to like say, just install a package and test it out. We'll actually pay you. If they're not an official sponsor, like don't trust them. This laptop is actually just for hackathons. I use nothing on this laptop except for hackathons. So on these wallets, there's only testnet tokens. Does not connect to Discord, does not connect to Telegram. This laptop is just for hackathons, so make sure you stay safe by keeping things secure. Never publish your environment variables onto your GitHub. Those are private keys. Keep them private. And then if someone asks you to do something on your laptop, you can always say no. So like staying safe is the main thing, because I met someone at Hackathon last fall. They published their private wallet key. They got drained in like 10 seconds. So yeah, make sure you stay safe. And that's pretty much all the tooling that you have. I don't work for any of these companies, but yeah, like you can use ChatGPT or Anthropic or DeepSeek just to like any questions you have. It'll actually generate all the code for you. GitHub is kind of standard. You do need a GitHub to upload and compete for the hackathon. Just find out how it works. You don't need to know like all the advanced GitHub stuff like rebase. Just need to know how to like push, merge, add, done. Remix is very useful for smart contracts. I think you need to do smart contracts. Just look for remix.ethereum.org. And then V0, Next.js, that's like a full stack, like pretty much starting a full stack project. That way you can make your front end and your back end. They have their own generator that's really good for starting initially. After it makes your initial project, any editing is probably better with ChatGPT. So yeah, there's all kinds of tools out there. But as you can see, in 4 minutes, we got like a basic app working that was like this, where you click mint, it'll actually call like this contract address, which we would have made on Remix with your private key, and it would have actually mint the contract to you using ethos.js. So there's lots of toolings out there. Main thing is have fun, get started. The best time to start is yesterday. The second best time to start is today. So thank you very much. That's the end of my presentation. If you have any questions, yeah, feel free to say hi, or ChatGPT will also answer our questions.
Good stuff. Give him a round of applause, guys. This is this kind of professional hacker stuff just blows my mind. All right, plug in again. Let's do it. So we're going to take it down the home stretch. You guys ready for this? Let's see, did it get on there? Not yet. Yep, nope. Yep. Okay, where's my phone? What did I do with it? So what I'm doing right now is I just posted on X. I'm going to randomly pick from people who like, follow me and ethDenver, and comment. All 4. Like, follow me, ethDenver, and comment. I'm going to randomly pick people to upgrade you to Spork Whale status. Now, if you don't know what Spork Whale status is, it's our version of VIP, even though we don't like that term because it's kind of, I don't know, played out. So Spork Whale is where it's at. There's a Spork Whale lounge at the main event hall. There's also things that you get to do if you're a Spork Whale that you don't otherwise get to do. So do that. Now, otherwise, what do I do with my bag here? Okay. So the swag stores. Y'all notice that we have more swag this year? No? Nobody? So I'm going to give away some swag after we're done here. And we have really pretty cashmere scarves. You see these? There's several characters that we have. I've got some Captain Ethereum plushies with me in my bag. And I've also got, oh man, I put it down there. I gave it away. I got some more here. So everybody knows about SporkDAO, yes? SporkDAO. So we've done the gold sporks and we've done the iridescent or rainbow sporks. So this year we have the dark spork. So this is the magical tool that the regenerates use to fight off the degens and to actually build the decentralized future. So if you want these, you got to go up to the swag store and pick them up. But I will be down here for 15 minutes or so after this is done, and I'm going to give away my swag for free until it's gone. So come talk to me, come say hello, and we'll do that. So that's all we've got for Kickoff, folks. We appreciate you. We love our community. We're so glad that you're here. We can't wait to hear about your experiences of exploration and where you go and what you do and all the cool things. So let's Biddle. Kick it off.
Open source and gas optimized, code permissionless and finalized. Spork marmots on the scene, you know we're gonna biddle it there. Some tread fight bro just rolled his eyes. Where's the yield? Where's my supply? But we don't need your banker.
Story, the IP blockchain? I heard they just launched their mainnet.
Story is a purpose-built Layer 1 blockchain designed specifically for intellectual property. You can register IP assets and embed usage terms and royalty agreements via smart holders a in prizes we can't miss.
Story, the IP blockchain? I heard they just launched their mainnet.
Story is a purpose-built Layer 1 blockchain designed
All right, so we're going to be starting with the sponsor bounty presentations. So first up, we have Story Protocol. Unfortunately, they couldn't make it to the venue right now, but we have a very adorable representative over here who's going to talk about the bounty.
What are you looking at, Edward?
Just rolling ETH Denver bounties.
Fucking way, bro. Story's giving out $20,000 in prizes we can't miss.
Story, the IP blockchain? I heard they just launched their mainnet.
Story is a purpose-built Layer 1 blockchain designed specifically for intellectual property. You can register IP assets and embed usage terms and royalty agreements via smart contracts. offering IP holders a transparent way to protect, collaborate, and monetize their work in an AI-driven economy.
Dude, no need to go full shield mode on me. You had me at IP. Okay, tell me more about the bounties.
Okay, 10 Gs for building anything related to AI agents and how they interact with IP, or any plugin for AI agent frameworks.
All right, interesting. I actually have a pretty lit idea for a dog agent that licenses out my likeness for commercials. I'm way better looking than you.
Yeah, no, but wait, hold on. There's actually more bounties. This one says if you already have an app, you can integrate it with Story, and there's $5,000 up for grabs there too.
Okay, this could be perfect for my dog food recipes app.
Dude, I fucking love that app. But I think you could also do really well in the third bounty, which is IP-Fi.
UP on what?
No, you idiot. Decentralized intellectual property finance, like DeFi, but for IP. There's also $5,000 for that.
Oh, nice. Fits well with my Kibble swap protocol for trading food recipes.
Okay, actually, I think I'm going to go to this.
Dude, let's team up and go. Just don't tell Luigi.
Those stupid dogs think I'm sleeping, but I actually overheard everything, and I'm signing up to ETH Denver right after this nap.
Okay, let me just go and introduce you, all right? Oh, okay. You got a mic? All right, next up we have Zirkit.
Great, welcome to ETH Denver this year, guys. My name's John, and I am here to talk about the Zirkit bounties that we've got going, or prizes, as you will. This year, Zirkit's got 3 prizes, and before I tell you a little bit about what they are, I'll tell you a little bit about Zirkit. Zirkit is an EVM-compatible zero-knowledge rollup with sequencer-level security, so it adds a level of security to your code and your users that other people can't provide. We're really proud of this functionality. Come try it out, and try it out while going for one of our prizes. We have 3 prizes this year, totaling up to $18,000, and the first one is the easiest or the hardest, depending on how you think about it. It is the best app that you deploy on Zirkit. So just put something together that really slaps and really gets people to want to use blockchain. Put it on Zirkit or testnet or the upcoming testnet that we're releasing this week, and you'll be eligible for that category. Make sure you verify your code and use the Block Explorer and all of that. So that's the best general app for Zirkit, but there's also 2 other more specialized categories. One of them is for DeFi AI. So the idea is we want to take AI and get it to do some stuff with DeFi, make that happen using agents or something else, and that's also eligible for a prize. It's the second category. There's $5,000 for that one, and 2 winners. Same for the first category, 2 winners, and for the last one, also 2 winners and $5,000 is the best Telegram mini app. So if you want to get people to onboard into Web3, one easy way to do that is to get Telegram out there and have people just talk to bots or AIs or otherwise interface with it without having to have a clunky Web3 interface. So we want to see some of those exciting projects, and I hope we have some great candidates. If you have any questions or you want to suggest something or you think something else should be eligible, come talk to myself or my other co-founders who are around, or come see us at the booth. We'll be happy to help you out, give you a little bit of tech support too, because we have some mentors on site, or we will, and yeah, build on Zirkit. Thanks.
Thank you, Jan. Next up, we got Nader and Scott from EigenLayer. Round of applause. Let's get some hype. Let's go.
Hi, everybody. My name is Scott. I'm the Director of Protocol at EigenLayer, and we have Nader here as well, Director of DevRel. EigenLayer is a 3-sided marketplace defined by a restaking platform that enables people to take native Ethereum off of their validators as well as LSTs and other tokens permissionlessly to restake them for native yield. It's also a development platform for what we call AVSs, which enables developers to develop off-chain applications but secure them with the power and the security and the decentralization of Ethereum and Ethereum-based tokens. It's also a marketplace for operators to be able to run different off-chain compute, hopefully with sublinear unit economics to develop additional yields for their hardware. So it's a 3-sided marketplace. You're bringing the money, the hardware, and the software, and that is how EigenLayer scales Ethereum. I could talk about it for 6 hours, but instead of doing that, I'm going to hand it off to Nader, who's going to take it from here. Thanks.
So we have a booth, and I don't know if the booth is starting today or if it's starting when the conference opens, but we also have a few of us floating around, and we're around to answer questions. Me, Scott, Matt, Wes. We're going to have maybe 15 team members here by the time the actual conference opens, but we're happy to answer questions. You can find us in any of the communication channels for eDenver, or you can find us in person. But we're excited to be having a very large, in my opinion, and maybe the most bounties we've ever offered at a hackathon. We have $50,000 for developers building an eigenlayer. We have three main tracks for that $50,000. One is the best eigenlayer AVS. So this is essentially a product built on eigenlayer as an AVS. This could be a protocol, a service, an app, whatever. Again, AVS stands for Autonomous Verifiable Service. You could think of it as almost like a smart contract you would write on Ethereum or on Solana. This is a program on eigenlayer. We have first place 10,000, second place 7,500, and third place 5,000. Our second prize, or our second category, is the best eigenlayer application. This means you can actually use an existing service that eigenlayer has already and build something on that. So we have oracles, we have coprocessors, we have AI services. There's all sorts of things already built on eigenlayer. So you can basically just build an app using one of those services to qualify. First place 7,000, second place 5,000, and third place 3,000. And the last track we have is an AI track. So you can build either an AI application or an AI agent. And we have a first place prize of 7,000, second place prize of 5,000, and third place prize of 3,000. So total of 50,000 broken across three categories: AVS, app, or AI app. And that's about it. Thanks for listening to us, and hopefully you have success in the hackathon regardless of where you build. So.
Thank you so much. Awesome. Next up, we got Octo. So give it up for Kushagra and Sparsh.
Hey guys, while Spurs set the bounty page up, I'll give you a quick introduction on Octo. So basically, Octo is building a complete chain abstraction stack from your solvers to provers to unified liquidity layers to the intents. So from onboarding to intents, like we are developing a chain that can solve the entire user experience front of your consumer apps or any of the product you are building on blockchain. So it arises from the basic need that we have created so many blockchains, the ecosystem is fragmented, and it's obvious the user would never move from a superior UX to an underwhelming one. So Octo solves that problem by providing everything an app needs to make blockchain the chain, to make a blockchain app the chainless app. So yeah, we recently launched our testnet like 3 days back. So all the problem statements we are showing here are focused on experimenting a lot with the blockchain and taking a lot of feedback from the developers. So I'll give it over to Spursh to explain more on the bounties.
Hello, everyone. So we have a total bounty pool of 25K. Divided in 3 tracks. So the first track is all about consumer dApps. So all we are looking here is build great consumer dApps with exceptional UX using our embedded wallets and session key delegation. So this bounty is for $10,000 broken across 7 different places. The first place is 3,000, then 2,000, and the 5 after that are 1,000 each. We also have an optional track inside this is to build a library or an SDK on top of our Octo SDK to provide intent translation. If you want to learn more about this, we have a booth here in the hacker area, and we'll love to talk about it. Second, we have is another bounty for our DeFi focus. So we have a specific bounty for Hyperliquid. So we have integrated Hyper EVM testnet into Octo SDK. So if you are building anything on DeFi, we'll love to talk and Just use Octo SDK to build on Hyper EVM and you're eligible for this bounty. Again, this is being broken down into 7 places, the same as the previous one. And the last but not the least is the AI agent bounty. So we also have a $5,000 bounty on AI agents. So just use Octo SDK and specifically our wallet session delegation features to build an autonomous AI agents, and you'll be eligible for the bounty. This particular one is for 3 places. That's 2,500, 1,500, and $1,000 each. So if you have any questions, we have a booth just in the hacker area, and we'd love to talk. Thank you, everyone.
Right. So next up, we have Polkadot. They're not here, but we have a video that will explain the bounty.
Build-a-thon. The block space dev. Hi, I'm Luke Shern, Developer Relations Lead in the Boxspace DevRel team. I'm here to present the bounties of the Polkadot bounty tracks of this year's ETH Denver 2025 Build-a-thon. The Blockspace DevRel team are working with Web0, which is a full-service events and developer relations. I'm Luke Shern, Developer Relations Lead in the Boxspace DevRel team. Hi, I'm Luke Shern, Developer Relations Lead in the Space DevRel team. I'm here to present the bounties of the Polkadot bounty tracks of this year's ETH Denver 2025 Build-a-thon. The Blockspace DevRel team are working with Web0, which is a full-service events and developer relations agency. It's part of the Polkadot bounty team for this year's ETH Denver Build-a-thon. It's prepared multiple Polkadot bounty tracks and will be managing the hackathon on behalf of Polkadot. We'll be providing on-the-ground support to hackers at the event, and we'll also coordinate the Blockspace mansion, which is nearby in Denver, that you're also invited to. Beyond its technology stack, Polkadot's a vibrant ecosystem with an economy and a community. It has world-class documentation and powerful features to enhance your application beyond what you can imagine. It's home to one of the largest on-chain decentralized autonomous organizations. Polkadot's DAO is completely self-governed by its native DOT token holders, who make decisions about funding, upgrades, marketing, and many other categories. Polkadot's mission is to bring Web3 infrastructure that's open, accessible, resilient, and truly decentralized. Polkadot is a sharded and fully heterogeneous network for the people that maintains EVM compatibility. Its technology stack is increasingly being strengthened to support Web3 tenants by providing more resilience, generality, and accessibility, with its flexible block space to enable numerous Web3 applications and high performance with a fast, cost-efficient coprocessor and its data availability layer. This is made possible by Polkadot's elastic scaling that allows its rollups to use more than a single core to drastically increase the throughput. It's designed to secure and connect hundreds of application-specific blockchains that power real-world business cases, some of which you'll learn about at the Polkadot booth. Its SDK is a modular framework to build app chains designed to inherit Polkadot's shared security. It has fantastic technological features, including core time, async backing, and Polkadot's API. And as an example of how fascinating it is, and the type of apps that can be built with it, we have OpenGov, open governance for community-driven proposals, a mechanism that allows any DOT holder to propose and vote on proposals that consist entirely of code that's capable of trustlessly executing a proposal's outcome. Polkadot's a network in constant evolution, and soon this year we'll see new advances with Jam, the joint accumulate machine, a new low-level protocol upgrade. Its innovative changes will transform Polkadot into a semi-coherent system so that the boundaries of its shards may be determined flexibly and thereby improving the ease of interoperability between parts of its system. There's 10,000 USD worth of total prize pool at this year's Polkadot Bounty Tracks. The Polkadot Bounty team is made of expert mentors and builders from the Polkadot ecosystem that are also familiar with the EVM to help you submit amazing ideas. We want to welcome you to join one of the largest ecosystems in Web3, and the bounties are designed to inspire builders across 4 Polkadot tracks, including App Chain App Track, Governance Track, Cross and Multi-Chain Track, and the Founders Track. Polkadot wants to support new, fresh ideas like yours and help you learn, play, and develop on one of the most exciting chains in the Web3 space. The Polkadot Bounty team for ETH Denver is going to be myself, Daniel Artemendi, Sven Bushbeck, Dercio Hoffman from WebZero, Sean Lanleg, founder of Polytope Labs and Polkadot Fellow. Judges include myself, Alyssa Orlov from Just Open Source, Bartosz Barvikovsky from Hacken.io, Phil Kwok from Easy A, and Radhakrishna Dasari from Web3 Foundation. Many others from WebZero making it possible, including Roman Kemper, Zoe Faircloth handling strategy, marketing, comms, Zoe Dunkels handling creative design, and Daniel Forbes, head chef at WebZero. Throughout ETH Denver, we're also hosting a fun, cozy, and educational 8-day Hackers House nearby in the Polkadot mansion that's focused on Polkadot ecosystem. It's hosted by WebZero in conjunction with the Polkadot Bounty Tracks. Its program will feature over 15 different events, including workshops and panels. It'll be the best place to meet other hackers, chat with Polkadot mentors, and many Polkadot ecosystem teams to utilize the open co-working space. It'll also be the best place to hang out and connect at its parties. There'll be a Polkadot shuttle bus transporting hackers from the official venue to the Blockspace mansion. And you can find more information and join us at this Luma link. Simply scan the QR code on your mobile device. See you there. We're really looking forward to seeing your submissions, and good luck, builders.
features which allows it to both sign transactions on Ethereum and also be able you can really post information really easily onto ICP. So that means that all the cool features of ICP are really accessible to Ethereum developers, and that are things like doing HTTPS out calls, which means that you can act as your own oracle. You can store secrets on chain. I'll get back to that one. We can work with timers to do cron-like features. You have access to true randomness and also massive cheap storage, up to 400 gigabytes per canister, which is what we call the smart contracts on ICP. So we have made a significant investment into ETH Denver this year, and we'll be putting out 39K in bounties in 3 bounty tracks, and each track will be awarded with up to 7K for the first place, 4K for the second place, and 2K for the third place. So let's have a closer look at the contents of these 3 bounties. The first one, build an on-chain AI agent or agent framework plugin. So that might be using one of the pre-existing agent frameworks that already exist on ICP, or just use your regular off-chain ELISA or LangChain agent framework, but put part of the functionality on ICP, the front end, maybe do some Ethereum signing of transactions on ICP or something like that. The second bounty track we simply called only possible on ICP, because there are the features are listed there on the second slide. There are a whole number of features that are only possible on ICP currently. Of course, you can do them in an off-chain world, but if you want to do it in an on-chain world, most of them are only possible on ICP. So basically, build an Ethereum app and take as part of your application logic and extend it onto ICP. To make an application that is only possible on ICP. And the third track is use vet keys to store secrets on the blockchain. And vet keys is a weird word. It's a new feature we are launching soon. It has to do with, blockchains are really, really lousy at storing secrets, and that is a thing that we have aimed to solve. So a quick technical description is that the nodes of an ICP network are able to securely generate a cryptographic key and transfer that key to the front end safely. And once, of course, the front end is in possession with a cryptographic key, it can use that for all sorts of fun things, such as encrypting data, sending encrypted messages, etc. So we would like you to explore this new feature and build stuff like that, encrypted end-to-end messaging, secure file storage or something like that. And yeah, we're super excited to see what you build. Me and Jennifer, who's there, will be here for the full week. So just feel free, just approach us at the table or scan the code, join our Telegram chat, and we'll be able, we're happy to help you with ICP-related questions or anything dev-related. Thank you.
Applause for Christopher. Thank you so much. That is Internet Computer. Next up, we have Hedera. So give it up for Jake. Come over.
Hey, John. I can plug this in this way.
Yeah, we'll see if it works.
There we go. Should be good.
And then just allow, right?
Yeah, allow. Okay, cool.
Right, well, hello everyone. I am Jake. I work in dev relations at Hedera. I'll just give a really quick overview as to what Hedera is. So we're a layer 1 public distributed ledger governed by some of the biggest companies and universities in the whole world, across the whole globe. I've just got a QR code to our documentation there. In case you're interested, we're obviously EVM compatible. We've just had some really exciting integrations with Layer 0, Chainlink, Supra, Pyth over the last year or so to improve our EVM presence. So you can now sort of do integrations using oracles and bridges into your dApps as well. But also, we've got a lot of Web 2-friendly SDKs in JavaScript, Python, and sort of many other programming languages for those of you who are maybe more familiar with object-oriented programming. So just a bit about Hedera. I'm going to go now into our bounties. So we've got a total value of bounties of $50,000. The first one is our Explorers track. Now there's 5 $1,000 bounties. This is going to be perfect for those of you who are just getting into Hedera, maybe haven't used it before. The minimum requirement is you just build using one of our services. So that's our native token service. You can do that via our smart contracts on the EVM or the SDKs, which I mentioned earlier. The Hedera consensus service, that's just an immutable logging tool. And obviously the EVM. But if you are using the EVM, I'd recommend you do the EVM builder. So that's $20,000 in total, broken down over there. Number one price, 15 grand. And for this, you just need to build using our EVM, ideally using the integrations which I mentioned earlier, so the oracles and the bridges. That's going to give you some extra marks. And also, just as a point over here, if you use a hybrid approach where you use our Solidity EVM as well as the native token service, that's going to cut you in some good stead as well for the end results. The final one we have, AI and agents. Now, this is not exclusive just to AI agents. You can do anything related to AI, data provenance stuff. That's all going to be valid. $25,000 for this one, $10,000 for the first prize, and then you've got the... Oh no, okay. That should be over there, and that should be over here. So $15,000 for the first AI prize, $10,000 for EVM Builder, my mistake on that. And as I mentioned, anything to do with AI, you will qualify. I do want to quickly mention tomorrow at 10 past 2 p.m., I'm giving a workshop on how to build AI agents on Hedera. That's going to be using our LangChain AI agent integrations, as well as the ElizaKit plugin, which we have. And also, part of this qualification, if you actually contribute to our open source AgentKit SDK or our Eliza and LangChain plugins, this will also be totally valid. So want to mention that. And yeah, that's basically it for me. We've got a stool over there. All of us hopefully have a nice smile on our face, and really happy to.
You can really develop anything you want, and no UI is required. So all you have to do is just write smart contracts, and that's it. So I can give you a little bit of background, maybe on a couple of those, and putting unused liquidity to work. This is about the idle liquidity. So as you guys know, lending protocols have utilization. So there's a lot of liquidity that is basically there and doing nothing. So you can just take it and deposit to other places, other protocols, being that DeFi staking module, anything you want. And the cool thing is that you can just take the liquidity, the underlying assets from Silo, and you don't have to worry about the internals of the protocol, because protocol is working on internal balances. So you can just take the asset, send it somewhere, deposit anywhere, and the protocol will just keep working. The next, setting up lending markets for fixed time periods. So this is fixed time, fixed interest lending. Fixed time, fixed interest. You can really do like pool approach when the whole pool is fixed term. You can do peer-to-peer. You can do hybrid approach when liquidity is, it's a regular lending pool. You deposit to it and you earn interest. And then if someone, wants to do peer-to-peer lending, only then you withdraw and actually do like individual contract. And maybe one more that may not be so simple to understand is lender received the borrower's collateral as repayment instead of the loan token. So this one is about liquidations. So in regular lending market, you just have the collateral and the liquidator takes collateral, swaps to debt, and then repays the loan. In this case, what you could do is instead of repaying the loan, you actually give the lender the collateral of the borrower and call it a day, right? So it's rather defaulting instead of liquidations. And yeah, for the rest of the stuff, you guys can hit me up and our team on Telegram. So if you have any questions, let me know. We prepared the quick start repository for you. This is just something you should go there, fork it, and start writing the hook code. There are tests there that deploy all the silo protocol for you as a fork, and deploy the market for you as well. And then you can just focus on writing the hook code instead of like fighting with silo and with deployments and all the other issues you might get. You can obviously find us around here. We have a table right over there, and we have a Telegram group just for you guys. So if you have any questions, we're not at the table. We're helping some other developers. Just post a message there, and we'll respond very quickly. So with any questions you might have. So yeah, take a picture, Telegram group, quick start repository. That's all you need to start your work. So thank you guys and good luck.
Good. Awesome. Next up, we have Base. So give a round of applause for Will.
Great job.
Come on, we need some energy. You folks did not have coffee, Biddlers? If not, we also have coffee for you after the presentations. Round of applause for Will. All right, let's go. Let's see. Optimism is also here. You mark them green. There's only, I see 2 whites.
Yes, so Humanity Protocol, this guy came and checked in about 20 minutes ago, and so he said he would be back. That's why he's yellow, but...
Okay, he's not back.
Well, no, but he's not.
Hey y'all, can you hear me okay? Good? All right, great. Well, thanks for being here, friends. My name's Will. I say, hey friends, we don't know each other, but we're all from someplace else, and we're all here because we feel like there's something better that we can be a part of. We have different skin colors, different genders, all kinds of things that make us different. But at the same time, we're still here today on our Sunday for different reasons, but still that core, and I think that's something that we can all try to build a friendship on. So, my name is Will. I'm from the Base team. We're building an open internet. Base is for everyone. And so what does that mean? When I explain this, I talk about how back in 2007, we all kind of had this era of phones, these dumb phones that all did the same thing, like they had like a calculator, we could play Snake, but not really much else. And then the iPhone came out. And then in the span of about 6 to 12 months, we had like a whole new era of apps, a whole new internet that became available to us. And I think we're in that place now, where to do things on chain, it's not too expensive anymore. It's not too slow anymore. It's getting really easy to build on chain. And now it's possible to have a new open internet that anybody can be part of. Anywhere around the world, all kinds of different apps powered by crypto that connect all of us together in a free and equitable way. So that's what we're doing on Base. But here today, it's the first day of this Buildathon. Base is sponsoring 2 different tracks that you all can participate in. Super easy. The first one is build an AI-powered app on Base. We have all kinds of different agentic tools that are available to us that really within the last like 3 to 4 months have now hit new peaks of how easy it is to create really cool things that anybody can use. Combining that with Base, that opens the door to be able to build really new, creative, and novel applications that DeFi is not going anywhere, but for a lot of people around the world, they've been hearing about this thing called crypto for over a decade now. We're in an era right now where a bunch of new people want to come into this space, and going back to that same type of iPhone moment, combining that with something agentic is going to allow them to be able to do it in a much more efficient way, in a much more autonomous way, and so that's one of the tracks that we have here today that you all can build on. The second one is building a Farcaster mini app on Base. Some of you may or may not have used Farcaster. It's like a combination of X, where you have a feed, and also Reddit, where you have channels, kind of like subreddits that you can participate in. Farcaster mini apps are similar in nature to iframes, where you can embed a full application within that feed. And so what that does is when you build something, it gives it immediate network effects by being able to connect it to the social graph. So that whole part that we all go through, building things, getting it out there, trying to find people to use it, becomes a whole lot easier when you can connect that to Farcaster. Farcaster is really novel in the sense that the on-chain engagement rate compared to something like Facebook or X is extremely high. So when you go out there, you build something, you ship it, you can easily add a mini app to it and immediately connect it to a whole group of people that can start using it right from a Farcaster post. So that's the second track that we have here today. If you have any questions at all, we're just right on the other side of this booth. Just look for the Base sign. I'm going to be here all week. Other team members from the Base team are going to be here all week, and we're really excited to see what you all build. Thanks for being here. So, cheers.
Awesome. Next, we have Joshua from Coinbase Developer Platform. Let's give a big round of applause for Joshua.
Sure. All right, hey everyone, I'm Josh. I'm from Coinbase Developer Platform. Super excited to be here. Excited to see what you all build this week. Coinbase Developer Platform takes all the tools that Coinbase uses to power its internal products and makes them available to any on-chain builder. So we have a powerful suite of APIs and SDKs that really let you build anything on-chain. That spans on-chain payments, on-chain AI with our agent kit, and on-chain apps with capabilities like our SDK, on-chain kit for powerful front-end components in React, on-chain data, and a number of other things. So I'll walk through all the bounties we have going on this week. The first one I want to walk through is the most innovative use of Agent Kit. So we have first place, second place, third place here. You can use Agent Kit in a model-agnostic way. You plug in whatever model you want, and it lets you create and manage an AI agent that has on-chain superpowers. Has its own wallet, can transfer, can trade, can do staking, can interact with dozens of DeFi protocols. This is all just super easy. We have replit templates. It's open source if you want to add to it. So hope you check that out this week. Best use of Coinbase Developer Platform SDK. This is our lower level SDK that AgentKit is built on top of. So we have APIs for creating wallets, both the EOAs and as well as smart wallets. APIs for staking, reputation, on-chain data, and a number of other things. So we have a first place and second place for building anything using CDP SDK. We got a consumer crypto prize going on. So if you use CDP SDK as well as that on-chain kit front-end library of React components, build something that you think everyday people will love, that has the potential to bring the next billion people on chain. We want to see what you can build that can help bring the world on chain, and have a $2,000 prize for that. And because this is the year of the regenerates, we thought it would be fun to do like a regen-themed prize. So we have a first place and second place here, something around community, nature, inclusion, like whatever you think will help kind of create positive sum games, regenerative outcomes, and make the world a better place. Show us what you got there, because it's the year of the regenerates. And then finally, we're always looking for feedback on how we can improve the platform. So we have a D form that's linked in the DevFolio site. You can submit feedback with your project name. And if you submit really thoughtful feedback, whether it's features we could add, bugs that you've encountered, docs improvements, whatever it might be, the most thoughtful piece of feedback, you get $1,000 for doing that. That's what I got. Again, Coinbase Developer Platform. Super excited to be here and see what you build. We got a booth right over here next to the base booth, so check us out. Excited to talk to you. Thank you.
Awesome. Next up, we have Optimism. So give it up for Hamdi.
Hey everyone, excited to meet you all. My name is Hamdi on the DevX team at Optimism. So the Optimism Collective single goal is to scale Ethereum. And the Superchain is a place where you can deploy your app with the best DevX, because we believe that Ethereum is going to scale with many chains. You just heard from Base, Unichain launched recently. So we're in this multi-chain ecosystem, and the Superchain is where we would like to scale Ethereum. So the way we're going to do that is with Superchain Interop, and that's coming live pretty soon. We already have a DevNet launched for this hackathon. So a quick overview of Superchain Interop. You get 0 slippage, 1 block latency across every chain in the Superchain. So you can do token transfers and messaging, but unique to the Superchain is the ability to horizontally scale your app through a mechanism which is reading events. So you can permissionlessly compose smart contracts via these event logs. And late last year, we made this feature available through a tool called SuperSim that allows you to locally spin up many chains and basically iterate on Superchain features before they launch. If you've been following along on Twitter, we've had a few demo apps that are open source, and you can play with them with SuperSim. An example of that is Tic-Tac-Toe, where without any cross-chain messaging, with no relaying, you can play Tic-Tac-Toe with people on different chains. So you see here we have a player on OP mainnet playing a player on Unichain. So you can make a move. And to show this composability feature, we also built another demo, Superchain Contests, which separate app, separate contract, but permissionlessly composes with a tic-tac-toe contract via the events emitted when a game is won. So you can see we have 2 contests running against the tic-tac-toe game on OP mainnet and Unichain. And because the game that I just made a move on resolved, it can read the event of that game. And you can see here when we click resolve, you have the event details. So we have these demo apps that you can look at for this hackathon, and we have bounties, $40,000 in total, and we would like to see what you build using Superchain Interop. So we have games, we have contests. We would like to see people build Super Arbitrage, which is like an arbitrage bot across the different chains, being able to swap pretty seamlessly across chains with Swap Smart. Multi-chain attestation, Superchain wallet, CDP, flash loan. So a variety of apps that you typically would use on a single chain. We want to see what it looks like across all these chains. And we have prizes and descriptions for each. To get started with Superchain Interop, if you just go to console.optimism.io and you go to the Getting Started tab, we have a plethora of links for the starter kit to make it easy to get started locally, Superchain ERC20 to move assets across chains. And like I mentioned earlier, this feature is live on DevNet. So it's coming to testnet soon, and soon after mainnet. But it's live on DevNet. You have all your RPC details here. So we have SuperSim that lets you basically do this all locally. You can then deploy on DevNet, and we have the track for the bounties that you can win for building applications. So console.optimism.io/getting started has all the information you might need. And the Optimism booth is just right over there. I'll be there all week, so if you just want to chop it up, Ethereum, Optimism, you need help with building your app, feel free to come by. Sweet. Nice to meet you all.
Awesome. Thank you, Hamdi. Next up, we have Flow. So give it up for Ali.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ali, the Flow Bro. And if you guys didn't know about Flow, it was essentially started by the team behind CryptoKitties. You might also know that as the first mainstream gamified NFT project that people are like, what the heck? Why are people putting images of cats on chain? It essentially throttled the Ethereum network, and it created a lot of the conversations we see even today about L2s, app chains, and scalability. So we decided to create our own layer 1 blockchain. We have a ton of different applications built on it. Some of the more famous ones are NBA Top Shot, NFL All Day, Disney Pinnacle, Mattel launched Barbie, et cetera. And we just became EVM equivalent. So we're seeing a massive amount of DeFi blow up in our ecosystem. For our bounties, we have 3 primary categories. The first one is the most killer app. And I'm not talking about Skynet here. When I say killer app, I mean the one with the most consumer adoption potential. Think about what ChatGPT did for AI. All of a sudden, your grandmother could use it to find recipes that she can't find on Google or any cookbook. Your brother could cheat on his homework. I mean, your brother could learn how to do math with it. You could use it for programming. It opened up the value of AI to a huge demographic. So we really want to see what is that killer moment for Web3 for everyday people. And it's a very broad category. It's probably going to be applicable for most hackathon solutions. But what we're really looking for is those targeting everyday people. And lastly, the best AI agent is the second one. I know it says launcher here, but that's a bit of a typo. We're looking for launchers as well as just awesome AI agents in general. And the best regenerative finance application. This year, ETH Denver is about the year of the regenerates. If you guys don't know too much about the whole change degens into regens movement, definitely follow Kevin Owocki and check out the Green Pill movement. At its core, it's about how do we move away from these zero-sum applications. We see hyper gambling, like Polymarket, meme coin. There's nothing wrong in those, but at the end of the day, where are the sustainable things that are actually creating wealth for everyone? We really want to see those types of applications in this. We have some smaller bounties in place, such as the best open source contribution to an ecosystem project on Flow. This is amazing if you want to actually work with real startups and builders, maybe land an internship in the future with them, create something that's actually going to be integrated in their production. We also have smaller bounties for the best plugins to Eliza on Flow, as well as the best developer feedback. Believe it or not, every year, maybe a ridiculously small amount of people fill out the best developer feedback. And so it's almost a guaranteed way for you to actually win a bounty. Just look through the developer docs or your overall experience building and give us feedback. I'm going to play a little bit of a video to show you guys a little bit more about these in depth that we prepared. Is the audio working? Do you guys hear it? Maybe I select sound and then black magic?
Yeah, should be. And we're on 2, black magic.
All right, I'm going to make some black magic here, apparently.
Gather round, noble builders and brave coders. The ETH Denver Hackathon is upon us, and Flow calls upon thee to forge the future of Web3. Built for app developers, Flow offers speed, security, and low gas fees, empowering thee to build without limits. Where shall one gather to create? The mighty Hacker Castle, a sanctuary of wisdom, warm mead, and endless scrolls. The finest co-working realm in all of Denver. And what rewards await thee? Great treasures. The most killer app shall earn 15,000 gold coins. Build the next great DApp to change the realm, as ChatGPT did AI. Wielders of AI agents, 15,000 gold coins in bounties await thee. Show us automated invocations of the arcane. Those who seek balance through regenerative finance shall earn 12,000 in prizes. Build wisely, for prosperity must reach all. A noble eye agent named Eliza hath found her way to Flow. The chivalrous knight who can build the best plugin will be awarded 5,000 gold coins. Flow is the trusted home for legendary realms like the NBA, NFL, and Disney. Come forth, noble hackers. The Hacker Castle is where code is forged and legends rise. Builders, jesters, and visionaries alike, your destiny awaits. Hack on Flow at ETH8 Denver. Join us at the Hacker Castle. Join the Flow World Tour Hackers Telegram. Join Flow Discord and get the developer role. Check the DeFi toolbox and docs. To the castle, to glory, to Flow, and to free Wi-Fi.
Awesome, an AI-generated entity pitching for us. And what he was talking about was essentially this castle. If you guys want to take a break anytime, grab some coffee, attend a side event, we're going to be present the whole time. We're going to be going back and forth between the castle and hacking here. So definitely check it out, and let me know if you guys have any question. We'll be here all week. We have a booth in the back. And yeah, go with the flow. Have a good one, guys.
Awesome. Thank you so much. All right, next up we have No Fee Swap. So give it up for Hamdi and Ramtin.
Is it full screen? Yeah, it's good. Look. Okay. Beautiful. There you go. And that's live. Is your mic on? There you go. You're good.
Hello, everyone. We are Ramtin and Mehdi from NoFeeSwap team, a decentralized automated market-making protocol. We have just unveiled our brand new code base this week, the result of a long time of stealth mode work that we have been working on. And we have set a $100,000 bounty reward here for finding security risk in our protocol code base. And we invite you to attend our presentations this week on Tuesday afternoon in Biddle week and also Thursday afternoon in the main weekend. We'll have more time for a deeper dive into the protocol there.
All right, please check out the protocol's GitHub repositories right away to nourish your curiosity. You'll find our code base, yellow paper, and a lot of explanations and comments there. There is a core repository where the main DEX functionalities live. There is also an operator repository where there is a highly flexible contract to be used for interactions with the core, including highly customizable router and slippage protection methods. There is a hooks repository where an incentive rewards program is built through a hook. There is a vault repository where a staking rewards program lives. There is a governance repository where governance contracts based on the Compounds protocol are housed. There is a docs repository as well, where you can find the protocol's yellow paper. It is a bit more detailed than the kind of documents people are used to. If you find the level of documentation in the yellow paper too much and find it hard to complete in Denver, you can skip it and go directly to the code-based repositories. There is a massive amount of inline comments in the code base as well. Additionally, our team is here in East Denver to answer any questions that you may have.
So NoFeeSwap is all about providing
every feature that liquidity providers and swappers, either retail or institutional, might look for. Many of the features are optional, and depending on the use case, you might want to use them or not. And the current industry standard is rigid and not very optimal. So the liquidity providers are not experiencing enough growth, and swappers are forced to pay large fixed fees. In the current DEXs, the liquidity providers can offer something like this shape that you see, meaning that there is a fixed fee mechanism and there is a specific amount of liquidity over all the other prices. The only variable to select for the pool there is the fee level, and then a step function is enforced as opposed to being able to incorporate any arbitrary function. We will show in our presentations how this rigid form is hurting both liquidity providers and swappers and cause inefficiency. So what if the shape of the offered liquidity distributions can be under the control of liquidity providers? What if liquidity providers can make a lot more profit with their own desired formulas? And what if the liquidity providers can actively change their liquidity provision formulas? And more importantly, what if simultaneously the bid-ask spread of the pool can be eliminated? Pool prices can have pinpoint accuracy, and the fee burden can get off the shoulder of swappers. So NoviSwap gives you the answer on how to build such a perfect world with mathematically guaranteed security for everyone. We allow pools to include formulas that determine the shape of liquidity within each concentrated liquidity interval. And also we limit the formulas to the ones that are safe and profitable for LPs. And this family of formulas are mathematically characterized and explained in the yellow paper. NoviSwap introduces a lot of new methods that you might be interested to explore. For example, there are numerical methods, calculus functions for the swap calculations, where provided liquidity can have arbitrary shapes and formulas. And there are numerous solidity methods used for gas efficiency in the protocol. And there are a lot of new DEX features that introduced for the first time, both for liquidity providers and swappers. You can participate and focus on the parts that align with your interest and expertise. And since there are a lot of new methods introduced and the protocol is unveiled here for the first time, we appreciate feedback from all the dev community here. And lastly, we would like to emphasize that the opportunities are not limited to this $100,000 competition. If you think you can build value for NoviSwap, we definitely need to talk ASAP. And also, if any of this interests you, please stop by at our table right here to share your thought about this newborn project. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Oh, it's on, yeah. Awesome, give it up for NoviSwap. Next up, we have Humanity Protocol. All right, Sushan, come up on stage. Let's have Humanity Protocol next. Yeah.
All right. Hello, everybody. I'm Sushan, DevRel at Humanity Protocol. And what is Humanity Protocol? Well, we are building a humanity layer with proof of humanity using palm scanning biometrics for being able to build a decentralized identity graph on the blockchain, and further attaching all kinds of verifiable credentials once you've proved that a unique human being on-chain and unlock multiple use cases based on your creativity with verifiable credentials. In terms of development, so we've got our APIs for where you can utilize our human DIDs and build on top of our humanity protocol, where you're sure that the DID that is interacting with your application is a human being, and further, you can possibly attach all kinds of credentials to that DID and build on top of it utilizing the W3C standards, which is the World Wide Web Consortium standards, making it seamless and interoperable. In terms of use cases, well, using the concept of verifiable credentials and DIDs, we can unlock a lot of unique and interesting use cases, whether it's making sure that the people that is interacting with your application is a real human being and not a bot or a Sybil, or if you're not going through Sybil attacks. You can just utilize the DID framework and also attach unique verifiable credentials or utilize the verifiable credentials associated with the DID, like maybe their nationality or specific credentials, like they have worked at a specific place or graduated from a specific place, etc. So this unlocks many use cases, even for DeFi. For instance, you want to have AML and regulatory compliant interactions like DEX, DeFi interactions on DEXs or pools, etc. And many other use cases where you just want to make sure that it's a real human being and incentivize them for interacting with your application. In terms of the hackathon, we've got a couple of tracks. To begin with, we've got the track for building a mobile app for storing, presenting, and verifying the DID and verifiable credentials associated with the DID. So get creative, build an interesting a mobile app with good UX, so that is really easy to onboard the users utilizing the DID, and further, get creative with all kinds of verifiable credentials that you want to associate the DID with, and build a good mobile app. And the top project is going to be rewarded with $5,000. And coming to the other track, it's going to be, again, utilizing the verifiable credentials. It can be a web app or mobile app or anything, but come up with a unique use case attaching the verifiable credentials to the DID and build on top of Humanity Protocol. For instance, maybe you want to just get a use case where you want the employment to be verified or GitHub contributions of the user, and you know that it's a real human being contributing, and of course, not multiple accounts or Sybils. You can just build a use case on top of it. So get creative and go ahead and build a unique use case which is really practical and makes sense, utilizing human DIDs and verifiable credentials. And the judging criteria is, of course, going to be the functionality, the practical viability of the use case that you're trying to utilize the DID and verifiable credentials for, making sure that it's valuable for the users and makes sense. And it's got to be working end-to-end, functional. It shouldn't be like a half-baked project. And the novelty in terms of how unique the use case is. And we would love for DeFi use cases, as we believe that a lot of DeFi use cases can be integrated with our human DID and verifiable credentials. And of course, the technical implementation in terms of best practices and the UX. The UX is super crucial, as it should be seamless for the users to get onboarded onto your application. And we've got the docs out here, and if you want any kind of help, you can join our Discord and ping me. I'm Luniak Lama, or just post your doubts out there on the Devs Arena channel. And please go ahead and fill this developer form if you're trying to build on top of Humanity Protocol, so that we can provide you the API keys for building on top of our SDK. And yeah, that's it. Pretty much have fun building, and we would love to help you out if you've got any doubts. We'll be around throughout the hackathon. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much, Shushan. Awesome. Now, while we were presenting the Internet Computer Bounty, we had a bit of technical issue where our online audience could not hear it. So we're going to invite Christopher back to present it again and make sure our online audience is also aware of the bounties. Thank you so much for bearing it with us. And Christopher, thank you so much for presenting it again. Round of applause for Christopher.
Hey everyone, again. I am Christopher, developer advocate at Dfinity and the Internet Computer. You know, sometimes the Ethereum suit can feel a little bit too tight when developing, and we need to step outside. We need to reach outside of Ethereum and to access stuff like, do stuff like complex computation, store large volumes of data, or access more, have better privacy, increased speed, or lower fees, or whatever. And some of you might know that ICP is an L1, but my message here to you today is not to convince you to replace your whole tech stack with ICP. Instead, I'm saying to you, clear message, consider using ICP as an Ethereum scaling solution. So just as well as you might consider EigenLayer or RISC-0 or some other scaling solution when you need to expand what your Ethereum application can do, consider ICP as well. So ICP plays really, really well with Ethereum specifically, since we support ECDSA signatures. Smart contracts on ICP can sign Ethereum transactions, and likewise, smart contracts on ICP can monitor Ethereum to pick up messages coming from Ethereum. So we have a really easy two-way communication between ICP and Ethereum. And in addition to that, ICP smart contract can do a whole host of cool stuff that is difficult to do on Ethereum, such as doing HTTPS out calls and effectively acting as their own oracles. We can use timers to create cron-like features. We can store up to 400 gigabytes per smart contract, and we can access true randomness. And also we can store secrets. We can keep secrets. I'll get back to that one. This year, we have made quite a significant investment in ETH Denver bounties because we believe that this narrative is really exciting, scaling Ethereum onto ICP, use ICP as a scaling solution. So we have invested $39K in 3 bounty tracks, where each track will be awarded with up to $7K for the first place, $4K for the second place, and $2K for the third place. And now let's have a look at the bounties. The first bounty is about building an on-chain AI agent or agent framework plugin. So that might be you developing something that is using one of the pre-existing agent frameworks for ICP and doing a full on-chain thing. It might be we can actually run LLMs on-chain on ICP, small ones. Or it might be you running an off-chain AI agent in a framework such as ELISA, and you take a part of that application logic and place it onto ICPs. You can host the front end or manage the wallet more securely without having to have a private key stored on some, I don't know, DigitalOcean droplet or whatever. The second bounty we call only possible on ICP, and that is sort of a catch-all bounty. So we want you to explore extending an Ethereum application onto ICP. So these features that are described on the second slide, use some or more, or one or more of these features to build something that can only be achieved on ICP. And the third one is about vet keys. Vet keys is an upcoming feature of the Internet Computer, which is super, super exciting. At least I think that. It means that smart contracts on ICP, or the nodes of the subnet where the smart contracts run, can together create an encrypted cryptographic key that gets sent to the front end. And of course, once in possession of an cryptographic key, the front end can do all sorts of cool stuff. It can encrypt encrypted data, basically. And that means that we can easily build use cases like end-to-end encrypted messages, secure file storage, an application where you can write your notes and share with your friends securely, or whatever. Any kind of use case you can think of that involve on-chain and secrets, or you can use those two words together in one sentence securely. We can do identity-based encryption. I think that's it. Those were the 3 bounties. I will be here for the full week. We are super excited to see what you build. We are here, me and Jennifer, and also parts of the rest of the team. We're ready to help you with any ICP-related question or any other development-related question for that matter. So look us up, meet us by our table, or scan the code here and join our Telegram group, and we'll see you. And good luck and happy hacking. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Christopher. I hope it was audible to our online audience too. Next up, we have Decent DAO. Rachel and Adam, come over. Round of applause for Decent DAO now.
It'll be from the speakers over there.
Okay, cool. So,
full screen it.
can you help Adam? I don't see.
What'd you say, Alex? Oh, and can you just send some audio?
Send me some audio.
I hear it coming off of here. Okay, then you need to go to your settings and select Black Magic.
Organization or a DAO.
There it is. Okay, so you can go ahead and hit play.
Okay. Okay, hello ETH Denver 2025. How are we feeling? Woo woo! Thank you guys for having us. So excited to be here today. But by the way, my name is Rachel Onchain. I'm from Decent Labs, head of business development, and today I'm going to be breaking down our bounty, creating a DAO with Decent. So without further ado, I'm just going to go ahead and play our video for today. Hello everyone, Rachel Onchain here, head of BD from Decent Labs.
Hi everyone, I'm John Huang, CTO at Decent Labs.
And today we're super excited to welcome you to create a DAO with Decent DAO, our bounty for ETH Denver 2025. This bounty invites you to showcase your skills by deploying a decentralized autonomous organization, or a DAO, using Decent DAO. And we're super excited to reward the best creators here. Let's dive in and let's talk about the steps that you need to follow to win our bounty. All right, step 1, you're going to go to app.decentdao.org and create a DAO. Step 2, you're going to allow settings in the protocols to be modified and deploy your protocol smart contracts with the DAO as the owner. Step 3, you're going to create a proposal in DecentDAO to modify settings in the protocol. Create templates for extra points. And last but not least, send us the address of your DAO. That way we can review your proposal and the history for the bounty. And John, if you want to take over here, we're going to have John go through and screen share and show you step by step how you can complete this bounty. John, take it away.
Once you go to app.decentdao.org, just click on Create DAO. And this is the flow you use to create any DAOs you want and release the tokens. I'm going to create a Denver DAO on Sepolia for testing, and I want to use tokens for voting, so I'm creating an ERC20 DAO. Okay, as we'll release a new token, Denver token, then 1 million sounds good. I'm gonna give myself a little bonus of 1,000. I'm gonna leave all the default settings and click deploy. You cannot see this in the screen recording, but the wallet is prompting me to send transaction, and you can see the DAO is being deployed. It's gonna take a few seconds, and let's wait.
Deployment successful.
Yep, we should have another prompt which shows the new DAO information. Brilliant. Now we have the new DAO. Now, this is the important part. You want this address, copy, and put it into your smart contract as the owner. So in the future, whenever you want to change the settings in this smart contract, you have to go through the DAO to make a proposal and go through the voting. I'm not going to deploy a contract here just to save time, but I'm going to show you how to make a proposal. Before I make a proposal, I need to delegate the tokens to myself. That's standard EVM practice. Okay. And I send the transaction, now wait for it. Okay. Once you have your DAO created, it's super easy. This address is important. You want to copy it and put in your code as the owner of the protocol. So any changes to the protocol has to go through this DAO. And to create the proposal, just click on Create Proposal button here, put in some title and description. For the voters, you can give them another web page explaining the details of this change and put in the additional resources. Next, paste in the address of your smart contract. We parse the ABI, find all the functions in your ABI, and we understand the function and the parameters. For example, if your smart contract has a transfer function, we know it takes an address and an amount. And you can put in your address and whoever you want to send to or the amount here. Now, most of the time, you want to have settings here to be available, to be changed by the DAO. Once you put in all the data, just click Create Proposal. The wallet will prompt you, and you just go through the transaction and create a proposal. Once the proposal is created, I'm going to show some live proposal. Once the proposals are created, you can see it on the homepage of your DAO, and voters can click and vote. Your token holders can click into the proposal and vote. And voting is super simple. Yes, no, or abstain, and click vote. That's it. Again, it's important to include the address of your DAO in your project submission. We are going to look at your proposal history and make a decision on the bounty.
Okay, and lastly, John, let's go ahead and talk about these bounty prizes. So at first place, we have $2,000, and second place, we have $1,000. John, can you go through what we're looking for the first place and second place winners?
Yes, of course. Most importantly, we want the developers to use common sense and use good practices on the management of their deployment. Use DAO to deploy your protocol and use DAO to control your protocol. That includes common settings in your protocol, maybe even a kill switch in case your DAO or in case your protocol is compromised. When we look at your proposals, we want to see changes of settings in your protocol, including detailed descriptions and education pieces for your voters. Get them engaged. Tell them what to expect, educate them. Create good proposal is a good practice for DAO governance and important for your token holders.
Okay. And lastly, if you're watching this and you want to connect with Decent Lab, check out our website at decentdao.org or follow us on Farcaster, X, GitHub, or LinkedIn at DecentDAO.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing all the great protocols that you guys deploy.
Absolutely. Thanks, everybody. Good luck to all the builders at ETH Denver 2025. And thank you, everyone, for watching this video, and good luck at the ETH Denver 2025 Hackathon. Okay. All right. Yeah, so that pretty much sums it up. And yeah, for anybody that has questions, if you want to get involved, if you want to jump in and work on this bounty, we have our co-founder here, Adam Gall, who will be able to answer any of your more technical questions. So yeah, you can come hang out, come connect with us right after this. So thank you, everyone.
You're fine, Dan. Thank you.
Not done yet, folks. We still have few more bounty presentations, so hang tight.
Yours is the only one.
Okay.
GM, y'all. My name is.
All right. Next up, we have Uniswap. So I'm just going to play this video since they're not here in person.
GM, y'all. My name is Stevie. I'm head of community at Uniswap Labs. We are super excited to be at ETH Denver this year. You can find us at the Unichain booth throughout the conference, and we are offering 2 separate tracks for bounties at this year's hackathon, both built on Unichain. The first is Uniswap v4 on Unichain innovation. The second is Unichain DeFi innovation. The first one intends to leverage Uniswap v4 hooks in an innovative way on top of Unichain, and the second one is dedicated more for general DeFi innovation. We will be offering $15,000 worth of bounties across both, so $7,500 total each, broken across 3 separate prizes. We are really excited to see what you talented hackers and developers come up with. Come say hello at the Unichain booth. See you soon.
Welcome to ETH Denver.
Right. Next up, we have Galaxy. I'm just going to play the video for them.
2025. We're inviting you to build with the industry's leading projects. Galaxy, your Web3 super app, where seamless Web3 experiences come to life. At Galaxy, we're onboarding the world to Web3. It all began with Galaxy Quest, the most popular Web3 community building platform. With over 32 million users, 6,000 trusted partners, and more than 1 billion quests completed, Galaxy Quest is where communities grow and thrive. Next, we launched Galaxy Passport, your universal Web3 identity with 1 million holders. And Galaxy Score, your reputation score across the metaverse. As Web3 evolves, so do the ways we distribute value. With EarnDrop, projects can securely and seamlessly distribute tokens at scale, backed by the largest credential network in Web3. Meet Alva, your AI-powered research assistant, built to cut through the noise and deliver real-time insights on crypto projects, tokens, and trends. All of this is built on Gravity, our ultra-fast parallel EVM Layer 1 blockchain. You get unmatched speed and efficiency, delivering 1 gigagas throughput with sub-second finality. And with mere zero gas fees, you can spend less and hodl more. Because it's EVM compatible, unlocking Ethereum's ecosystem has never been easier. Built with security that begins trust. It leverages proof of stake and cutting-edge staking protocols for ultimate protection. Plus, it's got massive reach, allowing you to access Gravity's over 25 million crypto users instantly. Gravity isn't just another blockchain. It's the L1 built for mass adoption and an omni-chain future. Our bounties focus on the hottest trends and cutting-edge tech, meme coins on Solana, parallel EVM, AI agents, and more. Are you ready to innovate with us? We're offering 5 exciting bounties that span everything from performance benchmarking to DeFi innovation. Each one is designed to solve real-world problems while showcasing your skills. Build the ultimate leaderboard for high-performance EVM blockchains. This bounty challenges you to benchmark chains using key metrics like throughput, latency, and finality. You'll set the standard for evaluating blockchain performance with prizes of up to $3,000. Help us build a robust framework to evaluate crypto-focused agents. From timeliness to insightfulness, your work will define how we assess AI agents in Web3. Ready to take on the challenge? Prizes up to $3,000 are waiting. Create a real-time alert system for Solana meme tokens. Build customizable alerts and push notifications to empower traders with instant insights. Stand out, and you could take home up to $3,000. Build the first central limit order book-based DEX on Gravity. Showcase Gravity's high throughput and low fees by creating advanced trading features like margin trading and risk management. Win up to $5,000 and revolutionize DeFi, calling all blockchain researchers. Design innovative mechanisms for parallel EVM chains that incentivize the deployment and execution of parallelizable smart contracts. Your research could guide the next evolution of blockchain economics and earn you $3,000. Our bounty program is led by some of the best minds in blockchain. We're here to support you every step of the way. Are you ready to build, innovate, and win? Join us at our table or learn more about our bounties here.
All right. One last bounty presentation. A quick shout out to Aura. They are not here, so I'm just gonna quickly show you how to get to the Aura bounties. All you gotta do, if you can see my screen, is head over to the eDenver DevFolio website, that is edenver2025.devfolio.co. Head over to prices section, and I'm just gonna quickly search Aura here, and that's their bounty. So I'm just gonna quickly run through it. So the bounty is about using Aura's decentralized API for inference in your AI agents. And what you have got to do is implement their resilient model service, RMS, using the best available models here. And if I am a person who is seeing this for the first time, I would ideally just read through this entire bounty for all the context. And the prize amount is my favorite number, 3,333. So there are top 2 winners. First one gets $2,000. Second gets 1,333. A couple of requirements mentioned by them, that is to implement their RMS APIs, providing a demo video, providing code snippet of the of your project, definition of what a successful project looks like, any UI UX requirements. We are leaning towards a useful full stack demo. How the judges of Aura will be judging it, keep an eye on that. The impact you bring to their organization by building on this project, and useful resources you should go through. There are a couple of good use cases, and that is it. A quick shout out to Aura. And that is all for bounty presentation, folks. So you can resume your biddling. And just a heads up, if you ever got lost, you're not sure where the bounties are, head over to DevFolio. So edenver2025.devfolio.co. Just head over here, and you will find the schedule for the Biddle-a-thon. You will find the prizes for the Biddle-a-thon. You can reach out and you can participate and have all the context here. If you want to reach out to a partner, a sponsor, head over to their desk or tag them in the Discord channel. If you want to reach out to DevFolio, we'll be here with the DevFolio/mentor booth behind the stage, or you can tag us on Discord using the DevFolio role in SporkDAO server. Thank you so much for sticking around. We'll see you. Never stop building, and let's get resume to building.